And as far as the doctor is concerned, so far, not a very trustworthy one. Anyway, moving on.
Alright, you're live. Captain, whenever you're ready.
All right. Captain's log, stardate 8278.8. Starfleet Command has ordered the Argo back to Earth at all possible speed. Despite my requests for more information, Starfleet has refused to provide any details over subspace communications, though I suspect it may have to do with what we discovered about the Green Star Sisters and their ability to infiltrate Starfleet. I suppose we will have to wait until we arrive to find out just exactly what's going on. End log.
Alright, here. Just gonna set the stage real quick. You guys have been at high warp, heading back to Earth. Pretty much for days on end. Everything seems to be running stable and no developments on the ship while you head towards the Sol system. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Morgan here has been conducting an investigation set forth by the captain.
CC.
So guess what you get to do? You get your own very special extended task.
Let's get it done.
So this is going to be a reason plus security assisted by the ship's computers plus security. It's difficulty 4, work 12. Okay. The magnitude is 3, so you need 3 breakthroughs, and the resistance is 1.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's. I'll give you 3 threats and roll 4 die.
All right.
And let's do it.
You do have bold, so you can re-roll one of the zeros.
Bold security would apply to this?
Yes, because you're using your security attribute.
Gotcha.
Need the assist with the ship.
This what?
The assist is computers plus security. Pray it rolls a 2.
Praying for 2.
Oof.
All right. Well, you can certainly try again.
Yeah, let's try the same scenario again.
All right.
Okay, we're rolling that one.
Yeah, you can re-roll that complication.
Much better.
You get the 4. Let's see if you get some momentum out of it. Need the ship again.
There's the 2.
There you go. So you gain 2 momentum out of that. Roll 6 challenge dice.
6 challenge dice.
That's 5. That's only 4 on the work track, which is not enough for a breakthrough. You can spend one of those momentum to reroll 2, or you could spend it for 1 extra work, and that will give you the 5.
Yeah, let's spend it for 1 extra work.
All right. And that's a breakthrough. And that lowers the difficulty down to 3.
Cool.
You need 2 more breakthroughs. So Got a little bit more to go on that.
Well,
Roll again.
yeah. I'll give you threat for 3. And then let's keep going. No, I'll re-roll.
The 0. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it takes a second to come through on my screen, so sorry about that.
That's 3. I just need the ship.
I think Haggard said he was BRB. Oh, there he is.
Yes?
Just need the ship roll again.
Sorry, guys. I should be here. Settled in now. Sorry, nothing.
So, roll 6 challenge dice. That's 4 on the work track. Puts you up to 9. That is not enough for a breakthrough. You can spend one for extra. You can spend that last momentum for extra work, if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, that's 10. That's the breakthrough. Difficulty goes down to 2.
Would the lieutenant like any assistance with this, or do you have it?
I mean, if you'd like to provide any assistance.
I'm not on any assignment, so I can help you with this.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so difficulty's now 2.
2.
Yep. I'll do one more threat for 3 die. And I'm definitely re-rolling that.
Oof.
Yep. Oh, God. Well.
It's going to be reason security.
Reason security. Would infiltration help as a focus?
No.
Okay. Worth asking. Bang.
Well, there's the 2. So, roll 6 challenge dice. And that completes the work on the work track. Just barely. But that is enough to finish the extended task. And I'm going to send you a plethora of information here.
Awesome. Good old data dump.
And since the XO helped, I'll send it to him as well.
Okay. Well, this is concerning, Lieutenant.
Yes, very much so. I'm assuming we should inform the captain of our findings. Or, sir?
I might advise that you have a private meeting with him in his ready room, given these findings.
Understood. Well, would you like to accompany us?
I'll hold the bridge for the time being. You go ahead, Lieutenant.
Okay. Captain.
Yes, Lieutenant Morgan, you have something for me.
I do. Do you have a moment? Can we step into your ready room?
Of course. Number 1, you have the bridge.
Aye, sir.
I can get over there. There we go. Zoomed in a bit too far, probably.
Oh, there we go. Sir, now might be a good time to get into some of that coffee that you always
Sure.
seem to have ready to
Help
go.
yourself and pour me a cup while you're at it.
Well, definitely. Yeah, Morgan steps over and pours a cup, hands it to the captain, takes one for himself. Yeah, always appreciate your taste in coffee.
Thank you.
So
well, whatever you found must be really bad news.
It's a little troubling, and we'll want to follow up on this as much as possible. But as I dug through the records, I found that Ensign Beckett, Green, and Solik, their records were introduced to the system within the last 6 months. It also looked like their records, on the other hand, goes back many years, so their record of service, even though it was introduced in the last 6 months. But this discrepancy, it looks like, allowed them to push forward towards different postings, and they were able to get assigned to the Argo by a Lieutenant Commander Aidan Turner, who works in Starfleet Manifest and Assignment Division. So I did some digging on Turner, and looks like, his his record on the surface seems flawless. But it is reported that he takes shore leave to exotic locations away from Earth from time to time. I found that many of these destinations he visits has illegal gambling, or at least reports of illegal gambling, black markets, and various smuggling trades. In particular, Commander Turner is responsible for tens of thousands of applicants and placements within Starfleet. And he's also responsible for the placement of over half of the crew currently on board the Argo. So it's a lot to take in, sir. I was a little surprised myself.
So, Green, Solik, and Beckett's records were introduced 6 months ago, but what did you say about an extensive background?
So the records themselves were placed in the system 6 months ago, but the records contained an extensive service record, so an extensive background, allowing them to seek various posts and build up to the Argo.
Were you able to find anything in the records that could act as a flag or identifier signature, if you will, for similarly forged records?
GM? Unfortunately, sir, no, I was not.
So potentially, at least, those three might just be the spearhead aboard the Argo. Do you have any suggestions on how it might even be possible to run our own vetting process on the Argo's crew?
Well, sir, there's a few different ways we could approach this. First, I'm thinking that we could look through the service records of any or everyone pretty much on board the ship that was placed by Turner. That would take some time, given the sheer number of people to go through. It's possible that we could identify when the records were inserted into the database, but again, it would take some time. On the other hand, if we wanted to use a less technological solution, we could do some old-fashioned sleuthing. Begin asking around the ship and seeing what turns up. I think the Japanese culture on Earth had an ancient saying, beat the grass to startle the snakes. And so it's very possible that if we start rooting around, it might be easier to find some saboteurs out.
How much time are we talking here?
Well, GM?
You have plenty of time before you reach Earth.
Okay.
Well, make it so, Lieutenant Morgan. Start with your core security force and work your way outward. Once you've cleared your security, you can bring them in on it and hopefully cut down your work time stuff. And also, actually, before you begin with security personnel, let's clear all bridge personnel first, then security, then to the wider ship. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds excellent, sir.
All right.
Will do. Thank you.
Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and when you get back to the bridge, tell Commander von Wartburg that I'm going walkabout.
Sir, everything okay?
I just need to get out and stretch my legs, see the ship. I try to do this at least 45 minutes an hour a day.
Oh, completely understands. And will do.
So yeah, I will head to the turbo lift and start walking the decks and being seen and seeing the crew and greeting people and all that good stuff.
Sorry, I just got dropped.
Is there any roleplay that anyone wishes to do? Or continuing before I go to the next scene?
Just checking, are Sonadel and I out of our EVA suits by this point, or are we still on
yes,
personal quarantine?
You're out of
Okay.
You're out of your EVA suits at this time. You guys have been traveling for actually quite a few days.
Okay.
Already.
Yep. So she is pushing the buttons, waiting for stuff, I guess.
Haggard is walking the decks, smiling, greeting crew, part of his brain always wondering if they're the next Beckett or Green, and then hating himself for thinking that way and having to think that way about his crew. Captain, pretty captain.
Lieutenant Morgan,
Morgan.
all's well?
Sir, well, the captain wanted me to inform you that he's conducting a walkabout of the ship.
He's a old salt, but a good salt. Not too many captains like him anymore.
That is true. And Morgan is going to be conducting background checks in the same vein of how he discovered Solak and Beckett and Green's track records on the crew, the bridge crew specifically, starting with Commander Warburg. Guy's in the chair. Got to start with him.
Fine, I'll shoot Morgan now. Jeez. Wrong ship, sorry.
For practice, elaborate plan.
Yes, remember we're on the Argo, not the Victoria.
Fine. I won't shoot anybody. If the GM says I have to, then maybe.
You're all loyal Starfleet officers. At least I hope you are.
I mean... Senadel, how long do you believe it'll take us to get to our destination at current speed?
1 second, Commander. Let me check.
Sure, Lieutenant.
Oh, about 72 hours. I think that's 3 days. Yeah.
Do you want an extra leave shift before we get to Earth? Cycle you out a little more, or are you fine? I know I was a little sore sitting in that suit. I don't know how you're feeling.
I could use a shower. Another one. I still feel itchy from that suit.
I hear you get used to it, Lieutenant. I don't believe that particular theory, but I hear that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't think so, Commander. I think you were talking to either a Tellarite or a Bolian, because only they could either think that low of themselves or that cheerfully.
Careful, someone in operations might take offense to that. I mean, I didn't work for that department, so I don't care, but someone might.
That's fair. But yeah, I guess after her shift, she'll probably go and get ragtime.
Ensign Haran, any way to shave down that time, or is that our best route that we have right now?
That is the most optimal route, Commander.
All right. Just to keep your math sharp, I want you to look at alternative routes, assuming hypothetical ion storm or high threat area, say 10 light years on course.
Will do, sir. If you're itching to get there faster, I'm sure Lieutenant Sanadel would be more than happy to redline the engines again, but I'm not really sure how the chief engineer would feel about that.
Well, just making sure the routing was good there, Ensign. I just want to make sure you're used to the ever-changing flow that is space and all its wonder.
Everybody sees Sanadel get really excited and then extremely let down.
Sanadel, if you want to explain to the chief engineer how we blew the manifold again, you can feel free to try to sell him on it. I'm not going to.
If the manifold breaks, I'll fix it myself.
If you ever make chief engineer, you can make those calls, Lieutenant. Until then, let's not make him any more upset than he already is with us.
Very well, Commander.
Speaking of, bridge to engineering.
Martel here.
How's our ship?
Right now, she's purring like a kitten as long as Sanadel keeps the lead out of her foot.
Don't worry, she's on order. Don't worry about it. Oh, and heads up, Haggard's on walkabout, so keep yourself on inspection readiness, huh?
Will do, sir.
And other than that, Warper continues checking on everybody, monitoring the bridge.
Sorry, I was actually laughing a little bit there. I wrote that. Because she's kind of doing that thing where, you know, they pull down their eye and go, yeah.
Well, that's disrespect for the uniform. 20 days in the brig.
She's very adult.
What's the cold caveman? What do you want?
So, GM, what's the mood of the ship?
Surly.
You guys have been at warp for most of the stress is down because you guys have been. Usually takes about around like I think I said it was like 10 days, something around that time.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been kind of at warp for the past 7, and the mood has been kind of relaxed for the most part because it's just routine now for a while. There hasn't really been any malfunctions on the ship. There's, in this case, no. I'd just say circumstances that have brewed up.
Right.
So
everybody
for the most part,
seems pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty relaxed, and most of them are kind of glad to be heading back to Earth. You might hear a crew member walk, as you're passing, as they're kind of chit-chatting, they nod to you. They're like, now they want to go to their favorite restaurant in the Bay area and stuff like that.
Right. See the young Mr. Boothby. Well, very good.
I think he would be a child right now, wouldn't
yeah,
he?
I know. So, well, and after I've done a good 45 minutes, an hour, I'll head back up to my ready room and Who is in my chain of command for Starfleet intelligence?
Currently, the only individual you go through in terms for Starfleet Command is Admiral Bennett.
Any relation? Oh, that was Beckett, not Bennett. Was he the guy who told me to call him Bob or Robert or whatever?
Yeah.
Trying to find him. Oh, that's the Azure. There we go. Robert Bennett. Okay. Ensign Mira, give me a secure channel to Admiral Robert Bennett, Starfleet Command.
Yes, sir. And she does that. And then on the little view monitor, and you're currently in your ready room.
Right.
He appears like, Captain, what can I do for you?
Admiral, good to see you again. The Argo is on her way home. We're about 3 days out. We've been ordered back from Starfleet by Starfleet Command, and my security chief, Lieutenant Morgan, has just discovered some worrisome information I needed to send up the chain. Can you receive a secure data transfer?
Of course.
And I send him the data that Morgan has found about Lieutenant Commander Turner at the Bupers.
He looks over the data a little bit as it's coming through.
Looks like we might have a serious problem on our hands, Admiral. If the Iranians have figured out a way to fake records this well.
Yes, this confirms Starfleet intelligence suspicions ever since that initial data dump you gave us last week. Currently, we haven't made a move. We're currently investigating him for more concrete evidence. But most of the stuff is rock solid, and but currently Starfleet Intelligence has sort of devised a plan to try and figure out who his contacts are before we make their move on it. Keep in mind, this is need-to-know information, but I will keep you informed.
Thank you very much, Admiral. Haggard out.
Until then, Captain, conduct your own internal review on your own ship for people who were placed by the lieutenant commanders on your ship to make sure that there are no more infiltrators.
Already underway, Admiral. Haggard out.
Nods, and then view screen goes off, and it's got a little nice, lovely United Federation symbol that comes up. Or actually, no, be Starfleet Command symbol, I bet.
All right. Guess I will go out to the bridge to finish my shift. Blah.
Captain on the bridge.
Thanks, XO. Smooth sailing, Sonadel?
So far. It's just nothing but stars.
You say that as if it were a bad thing.
Going a little slow for my taste, but the chief engineer seems to like it.
San Francisco Bay will still be there, even if we're not getting there as quick as you might like.
Yes, sir.
With that, I think this is a good time to switch to scene 2. You guys go down 1 momentum.
Okay.
It's been roughly almost a little over 2.5 days You guys are on your third Alpha shift. For the most part, Lieutenant Morgan, you have gone through most of this, all the senior staff, and roughly a good chunk of the crew of the Argo, and all the records seem legit. But for right now, give me a Insight plus Security, assisted by the ship's computers plus Security difficulty 2.
Okay.
Sorry, Cap. Thought you weren't there.
Not a problem. So you rolled the same.
Well,
2 zeros equals 1, right?
That's right.
That's what I was always taught.
only in Soviet Russia. Too soon?
Well, it depends on your binary start, right? I mean, you need more
Ooh.
zeros.
Programmer. Okay.
So how far out from Earth are we?
About 12 hours.
Yeah. About
So
half
probably
a day.
somewhere in beta shift.
Okay. So at this information, Morgan is going to steel up, become a little more graven than he normally looks. He's going to turn to the captain. Say, Captain, I found some more information on what we were discussing a few days ago. If you're,
My ready room, then.
yes, sir.
There were so many typos in that. My apologies.
No, that's it. Got 3 right at 1,000 words.
Ooh. Okay. So Morgan's going to join the captain. And again, lead in very stoically. And just say, sir, I've conducted my my check of all of the crew members on the Argo. And for the most part, everything looks great. I couldn't find any sort of indication that anyone else in the Argo, except one person, might have some sort of issue with their background. I did find one person, a specialist, Jack Harrison, who was placed by Lieutenant Commander Turner, who works in the engineering department in the computer lab. I request permission to have Mr. Harrison detained for the time being and questioned in relation to this. And my intention is to take as much time as possible to try to, go through his answers and try to see if he's in any way related to any of the other circumstances we've had on the ship.
All right. What time of the shift? Where are we in Alpha shift? Beginning, middle, end.
You're more closely to like middle Alpha shift.
Okay. Make it so, security, but try to be as inconspicuous as possible. Let's not jump to too many conclusions. Let the young man have the opportunity to have the benefit of the doubt on his side. But do what you need to do. Keep me in the loop.
Yes, sir. And Morgan does an about face and walks out. I'm going to assign 2 of my security officers, Shishran and Tazuva, to company, and I'm going to take a weapon and head down to engineering.
By weapon, he means sword. He's going to cut him down.
Ooh, nice rapier. Get a little stabby.
No, you have dishonored the sheep. You must die.
When you go into the technical computer to locate where his current whereabouts, he's currently in the computer lab.
Okay. Well then, that's where we'll go. Actually, before I go, is there any way for me to detect what he's currently doing in the computer lab?
Usually
Is
he
he
works in the
interfacing with a
computer lab.
terminal? Okay.
Yeah, he's interface. Yeah, but he's logged in the computer lab, which is where he normally works at. So it's nothing out of his normal routine.
Okay, so nothing that he's doing looks suspicious. Since he works in the computer lab, he'd have access to a lot of sensitive systems anyway, but nothing that looks too out of the ordinary, I guess.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I'll get the security members and head down to the computer lab. And also trying to look as inconspicuous as possible. Obviously not brandishing our weapons or anything like that.
As we move to the theater of the mind, so I don't have a...
He's about to get all blasty and people are getting on date. It's all kinds of fun.
Ooh. Yeah, after the recent events that just happened, Morgan's a little on edge.
Can blame him.
Oh, I know a ship or two that may blame you for a bunch of things. Anyway.
So I don't really have a token for him, but you guys enter the computer lab. He's a little kind of surprised why he sees 3 members of the security department. He looks to you, Morgan, and goes, "Can I help you, Lieutenant?"
Yeah, Specialist Harrison. Can you log out of your terminal and accompany us to? I'm assuming I know where the nearest private room is, right? So I ask him to accompany us there. We just have a few questions we would like to ask. Shouldn't take too long.
Very well, sir. He logs out of his terminal and looks to the other person that's in the room. It goes, kind of nods to them and follows you to where he needs you take him.
Okay. So Specialist Harrison, can you tell us a little bit about the work that you've been doing on this shift?
Monitoring the computer systems for any irregularities, as well as general categorying the different reports from the department heads so they go to the proper location. Just
okay.
Routine stuff, sir, and then the general maintenance on the computer core itself.
So, seeing as how Specialist Harrison, is obviously of interest, I would assume I would have read his file pretty thoroughly. So, at this point, I'm just going to begin asking him open-ended questions about some of his earlier work in a non-threatening way, right? So, framing it like, Specialist Harrison, you worked on here, you graduated from the academy, in this year, that sort of thing. I'm looking for any sort of discrepancies in what I might have read in this file versus what he's discussing with me right now.
As you go through the record, everything he says kind of confirms for what you see on the paper, well, not paper, but your pad.
Okay.
But while you're asking those questions empathically, you sense that.
Okay. Specialist Harrison, there's no reason to be nervous. I know that this can emotionally be a little bit trying, but we're just asking some basic questions. In all honesty, we were wanting to ask you a few questions because we had dug through your file and found a few things that stood out to us as a little curious. Does this surprise you in any way?
I mean, my last posting, I was just... I know it seems odd. I was at a station star or posting last time, and then I was only there for 6 months, and then I was just placed here on the Argo. I know usually it takes quite a long time to get transferred like that, but I think they were trying to fill the Argo as quick as they could.
Well, that does definitely make sense. Let's see here. Have you communicated at all with, was it Ensign Beckett? Was it Ensign Green as well? I'm going to ask him about those two people and leave Solak out. Are you aware of these crew members aboard the ship?
Word gets around.
Okay.
And
Sonadel.
You sense that he's hiding something.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Okay. So, Specialist Harrison, I think it's best for you to accompany us to the brig. And this is just, you're not under arrest or anything. This is just for us to conduct our investigation of the computer lab. We don't expect for you to be down there very long, but we will need your cooperation. We will need you to accompany us to the brig for a short time period.
I mean, if I'm not being charged with anything, sir, I think protocol dictates that. I mean, if you're forcing me to remove from my current post, you would just, and if I'm not being charged with it, I would just be assigned to my quarters. But unless you're charged with it, I'm not going to the brig, sir. I would like to talk with the XO.
Specialist Harrison, I'm asking you. I'm not demanding that you come with us to the brig. In reality, this is for your own safety. And I'm going to be very honest with you. We've had reports of another saboteur on board ship, much like the ones that caused trouble a little while ago. You have been pegged as a person of interest in this investigation. I am reluctant to confine you to your quarters because if anything were to happen or if anybody has anticipated this move, they might have bugged your quarters or might have presented some other trap there for you. I'm asking you to come to the brig for your own safety. If you don't do that willingly, then we can certainly have a conversation with the XO, but in light of the current circumstances, I guarantee you're going to see your way to the brig eventually. So it's your choice.
You mean my life could be in danger?
We're hoping that's not the case. But we're trying to put you in the most secure part of the ship. So
Give me a command plus presence.
Okay.
Difficulty 1.
Ooh.
That's fine. I'll accompany you to the brig. But how long am I going to be there, Lieutenant?
As long as we need to ensure your safety. So, Specialist Harrison, please come with us. And we're not going to do it in such a way that is going to be very conspicuous to the crew. We're just going to make our way to the brig. And again, try to be as inconspicuous as possible.
All right. You escort him to the brig. Most of the crew kind of looks not. They kind of take a glance at it. They're kind of like curious, and then they just kind of shrug it off. But you do enter the brig.
Okay. And so we're going to place him in a cell and make sure it's nice and secure. And yeah. Next thing Morgan is going to do. Let's see here. So Morgan's going to contact Chief of Engineering, Martel.
Martel here.
Martel, not sure if you've heard yet, but we've taken Specialist Harrison under protective custody. He's now currently in the brig, and so he will not be on duty for his shift and potentially not reporting for duty for the next shift as well. So we wanted to let you know. The other thing we wanted to ask is for you to review computer systems, specifically the ones that he was working on as part of his duties. For any irregularities or anything else like that, I'm not sure if you have a free personnel member to assign to that task, but we really recommend reviewing any changes he might have made or any databases he might have asked thoroughly or accessed.
All right, yeah, I'll check them out real quick.
All right, thank you. Morgan out. And he's going to turn to Specialist Harrison and say, Specialist Harrison, thank you for being cooperative. We will let you know as soon as we've cleared the matter. And he's going to turn around and walk out and leave one of the security members posted as guard.
All right. So in engineering, as you're going to go, are you heading to the lab or are you going to stay in engineering to do the go through the logs?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I'll go to the computer lab, wherever his terminal was, and I'm going to be extra paranoid. And I'm going to attempt to check it for any physical sabotage or anything else like that that could present a danger to anybody accessing his terminal.
Okay. Let's make this a control plus security at the computer terminal.
Okay.
Difficulty 0. Get 2 momentum. You don't find any sabotage to the terminal.
Okay. Has the personnel that Martell's assigned, have they arrived at the terminal yet?
So they're following you around?
Oh, they're following me around.
No, are they? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I was just waiting for, I guess, the engineering personnel that Martell would have assigned, to go through Harrison's terminal and, the logs of anything that he did, anything that he accessed. So Morgan's going to wait for that person and, accompany them while they, conduct their work.
I believe the lieutenant commander was going to do it himself.
Oh, really? Even better.
That's what it sounded like before he went mute.
Yeah, I was gonna go and check on it myself. So.
Okay. A few
Cool.
moments pass, and the Martell arrives in the computer lab with his engineering kit in hand.
Lieutenant?
It's been quite a day so far.
Agreed.
Lieutenant Commander, if you don't mind, I would like to just kind of be here while you go through the logs and see if anything comes up. But yeah, please let me know if you find anything of interest.
Sure thing.
Thank you, sir.
And am I rolling anything?
Give me an insight plus engineering, difficulty 1.
Great. Thanks.
Your dump
Sounds like
stat.
you're rolling a tumbleweed.
Focusing computers
Yeah.
and technical expertise allows me to re-roll a d20, I believe.
Yep, I believe so. If I remember correctly.
Okay. Re-rolling that 0. Oh well.
Oh, it's only if you're assisted by the ship.
Oh, okay.
But there is a assista from the ship on this. Well, there would be,
Okay.
but it'd be computers plus engineering.
Alrighty.
While I have you at max momentum.
Nice.
Ship is an engineering boat. It really is.
Huh.
Lieutenant Commander?
Okay. So all the logs appear to be. However, there's an odd program here. It was uploaded about the time of the computer core crash.
Does it appear to be malware or anything threatening?
I'm guessing that's technically a momentum spend.
Spend it. We got it.
Spending it?
Don't.
Oh,
I send them
okay.
information.
okay.
Oh. Yeah, all the metadata's been wiped.
Well, sir, I mean, you're the expert. I'll lean on you to tell me whatever you can.
I'll see if I can trace it a little bit. But, I mean, it basically looks like it was uploaded here. And everything like that. I don't know right now. Give me a minute. GM, is there like any signifying marks, telltale? Anything that says, hey, look, it was this person who put it here at all?
Signatures.
Yeah.
No, the signature was that it was Harrison that uploaded it. But what was contained in the upload was erased.
Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, Lieutenant Commander, or Lieutenant, it looks like the only thing here, Harris uploaded it. I can't even tell what it was. The entire file's been wiped.
Very well. If it's, I mean, in your estimation, does it present a danger in any way to the ship?
I can't tell you that. I don't know what was uploaded.
Okay. Is it, would it be okay to say that this wasn't, oh, sorry, Jim?
I was going to say you could spend a momentum and I'll give you sort of a hypothesis answer to that very question.
Then do it. Why not?
Are you spending the momentum for that?
I mean, I would.
Is it, I mean, is it my call, or I assume that would be the engineer's call?
I mean, yeah, I think we'll spend momentum for that. I thought Wolfgang was doing it.
I was waiting for you to confirm it. I didn't want to
Okay.
assume.
Right. Got it.
Ooh, pop filter.
Sorry. Yeah, my finger hit my mic. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It was an activation signal. It had to have been.
An activation signal?
Yeah, you remember the computer virus we had?
How could I forget?
Yeah, the timestamp of this one is about the time that the computer virus went live.
So it'd be reasonable to assume that Harrison activated the virus.
It'd be reasonable to assume it's also a possibility of stolen identity, stolen access codes. I can't tell you any of that. All the traces of that were deleted. But it could be him, it could not.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Yeah, so I don't want to dominate the RP. But at this point, Morgan's going to head down to the brig. inform Harrison that he may be held a little while longer than initially planned, and head back to the bridge.
All right. You step back onto the bridge.
Commander Morgan, how goes your investigation?
Sir, interesting so far, but as of yet inconclusive. Whenever you have a moment, we can speak about it, but at this point, it doesn't appear that there's any immediate danger to the ship.
Excellent. We're only a few hours away from home. Well, carry on.
Thank you, sir. And so Morgan's going to go to his console and try to do what he can to do a little bit more digging on the system and anything surrounding Harrison, essentially to see if there are any other logs resembling the one that indicated to Martel that there was a signal sent or something like that. Basically looking for any other suspicious activity.
I tell you, in the computer system, you find none.
Okay.
Mirror Trans is like, Captain, we're getting a priority 1 message from Admiral Bennett.
On screen.
The message is for your eyes only, sir.
Very well. I'll take it in my ready room. Commander von Wartburg, you have the bridge.
Aye, sir.
All right. So, yep, I'll go to my ready room and then open up the message on the secure channel. Haggard here.
Captain, I thought I'd inform you since you're conducting an investigation of all your own, but when Starfleet Security went to detain Lieutenant Commander Turner, he was found dead in his office. Apparently he was stabbed in the back.
Something a bit poetic in that, I think, Admiral.
It's hard to say exactly how far this investigation will go, but if you have any new insights on your end, please send that to Starfleet Intelligence.
Will do, Admiral. My Chief of Security is continuing his investigation so far. Nothing conclusive. Most of the crew seems to be legitimate, thank goodness. And we should be arriving in Earth within 10 hours.
Understood, Captain. Look forward to the Argo being back here. I'm sure you're anxious to get some of those systems up and running that you had left before getting finished.
Definitely. All right, Admiral, I'll keep you in the loop. Haggard out.
And the screen goes blank once again.
Sorry for the growly voice, guys. A little bit of allergies.
Oh, I love irony, so...
Oh yeah, totally could, Wolfgang. I contact Ensign Mira. Ensign Mira, my compliments to the XO and Chief of Security, and ask them to join me in my ready room, if you would.
Yes, sir. And then she turns around. Captain, Commander, and Lieutenant Morgan, the captain wishes to see you in his ready room.
Very good. Lieutenant Sanadell, you have the bridge.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, I've just heard from Admiral Bennett. Lieutenant Commander Turner was found murdered in his office when Starfleet Intelligence went to arrest him, quite literally stabbed in the back. Admiral Bennett says there's no telling exactly how high this may go. And honestly, I'm wondering if I made a mistake of reporting into Admiral Bennett on what we had found. I did that a couple of days ago, and now Turner winds up dead. I have no reason to suspect the Admiral, but I believe I may be coming down with an acute case of paranoia. Lieutenant Morgan, what have you found on Specialist Harrison?
Sir, we've detained Specialist Harrison in the brig. Under the assumption that we're doing this for his safety, or at least he's under that impression. Honestly, I wanted to make sure that he was in a situation that he couldn't do any immediate harm, like any of the previous saboteurs or infiltrators. In the meantime, Lieutenant Commander Martel has accessed his terminal, and it appears that a signal, to be honest, sir, I don't completely understand it, but it appears that a signal that activated the virus that we experienced a little while ago was sent seemingly from Harrison's terminal and seemingly from his login as well. I said results were inconclusive because, in my view, they are. We don't know if someone else accessed the terminal using Harrison's credentials at this point. But at least at this point, Lieutenant Commander Martel didn't seem to think the ship was in any immediate danger based on what he saw. And with Harrison being detained, I think we have some more time to do some more investigation.
Good work, Lieutenant. Yes, glad you're not leaping to any conclusions. We know that Beckett, as an Orion female, has multiple means of persuasion. She was able to convince Ensign Mira to give her some information. She could well have done the same to this Harrison, or he could very well be a plant. Have you interviewed him yet?
I've asked him some questions about his background. Everything seemed to check out to me, but I wanted to give him a little bit of time in the brig to cool down, maybe get his head straight. And then I plan to visit him for some more questioning when I can.
A sense of anything while you were questioning him?
He seemed nervous, which is to be expected when being interviewed by security personnel.
Indeed.
But unfortunately, he didn't seem very surprised when I was discussing the other infiltrators or saboteurs. So, inconclusive, sir.
Commander, what do you think?
Captain, I recommend we either go pull the whole computer array into down into a level 1 diagnostic to make sure that there's no further damage or risk to the ship. Perhaps a level 2 if we don't want to pull down the system completely, but level 1 seems more prudent to me in my experience. As for the suspicion on the officer, I believe? No, enlistee, sorry. Captain, do we have a master of the boat? I think that's the doctor, isn't it? The senior enlistee?
GM?
If he holds the rank, then I would assume he is.
I imagine he's the highest ranking enlistee we have because he's a player character.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
I would recommend that normally I would speak with an officer personally, informally, since we're not holding him. Good work on that, Lieutenant. That's going to make him a lot less jumpy. If he's a spy, if he's innocent, then he doesn't have to complain. If he's guilty, he doesn't know that we're taking him too seriously yet. But being an enlistee, an XO, having a personal interview with an enlistee does not work well, or even the captain. It looks like officers, if we're wrong, it looks like officers ganging up on an enlistee. And if we're right, he's going to clam up because he knows that we're taking this too seriously. Well, not too seriously, but serious enough for him to clam up. But if the doctor paid a visit and asked him some questions, maybe got him to confide in him, he might reveal something he would not otherwise reveal to myself or to Lieutenant Morgan here. Other than that, as to your comment earlier, sir, of whether or not you should have reported this to the Admiral, not to lecture, sir, but in my professional experience in such matters, there's nothing wrong with reporting up the chain of command. Sometimes information gets people killed, but for all we know, it had nothing to do with your report. This could have been something that was coming down the pipeline. He might have been a loose end, or this might be a frame job completely to make him be quiet. Because if I could find out within, say, 5 minutes that he was sitting on Earth waiting for somebody suspicious to go after him, I might send somebody to tie up loose ends. Not killing, though, because that's against regulation, of course.
Of course. Very well, Commander. If you will ask the Doctor when he gets an opportunity to drop in on Specialist Harrison with Mr. Morgan's permission, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't take the computers offline for a level 1 diagnostic, but let's have Lieutenant Commander Martell perform a level 2 diagnostic on the computers just to be safe. Once we're back in dry dock over Utopia Planitia, we can take things offline and do a full level 1.
Aye, sir.
All right. Good work, gentlemen. Carry on.
I'll step over to a wall panel and press a chime. Commander Wartburg to Medbay, seeking the doctor. The chief medical officer, sorry.
This is Marlowe. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Marlowe. I would like to speak with you in my office on deck 1, please. Science lab on the... Aaron forgets, but the right side of the ship. Port, starboard. Anyway.
I mean, we've been there before. He knows where he's going.
Yes. Meet me there.
Will do, sir. And I chime the door.
Come in, Marlowe.
You asked to see me, sir?
Yes, I have a sensitive matter I need you to deal with. It has come to our attention between myself, the captain, and security, Lieutenant Morgan, that one of our staff may be under suspicion of possibly being part, whether intentionally or not, with sabotage against the ship. There's no formal charges. He's simply being held currently for his safety, since we don't know how involved they are or if they're involved at all. But as you're likely aware, most enlistees, especially junior ones, tend to get a little nervous, aside from yourself, of course, get nervous around officers, or tend to, even if it's in their best interest, they tend not to talk to us, especially if it's a security officer or a command officer like myself. So what I would like you to do is to speak with this individual and try to get him to confide in you and tell you as much as he can, to get him to tell you as much as he can about the computer systems and what he's been, if he's met anyone weird, if he had a strange shore leave back at Earth, anything like that, any information that hopefully will exonerate him, but at the same time, it is possible that he's part of the reason that we had a computer virus on board that endangered the ship. So, do you believe you can do that, Marlowe?
I should have no problem doing it, sir. However, that comes with a caveat. I would like to see whatever evidence led you to suspect him in the first place.
That is a reasonable thing to request. One moment. I'll chime the door. Morgan, to the XO's office, please. Science lab. I really got to get my own office.
Yes, sir. And Morgan goes to the science lab.
Lieutenant Morgan, I'm authorizing you to brief Marlo here on your information to ensure that we're not simply on a witch hunt. I know you didn't say that, Marlo, but I know that's why you're asking, and it's right of you to ask.
Glad I didn't have to say it myself, sir. Saves me the awkwardness of telling you might be wrong, and I wink at you.
Morgan's going to eyeball Marlo before he begins.
I stare back intently, unblinking.
He's going to steel himself up and boredly launch into the detail. So I was asked to review personnel files on board the Argo and came across what seemed to me to be suspicious personnel records for Specialist Harrison. I was under charge by the captain to question Specialist Harrison in this regards. Me and a few security officers came down to the computer lab where Specialist Harrison is assigned, asked him to accompany us after asking a series of questions in relation to his background and various things that he should know by heart. And we asked him to accompany us to the brig due to his safety. And so afterwards, I asked Lieutenant Commander Martell to join me at Harrison's terminal. And as Lieutenant Commander Martell was accessing the terminal, he found that seemingly the virus that was activated a while ago looks like it might have been activated at least from Harrison's terminal and from Harrison's accounts as well. To your point, I didn't think this was enough to formally charge Specialist Harrison, but he is currently, again, being detained in the brig for his own safety.
I might have missed it, which I apologize if I did, but what led you to suspect him in the first place? I mean, this wasn't just a spontaneous, oh, the something in his record jumped out at you. I'm curious what that was.
Sure. Morgan's going to twitch a little bit because he was wanting to avoid that topic. And he's going to turn and glance at von Wartburg.
You're authorized. Continue.
Well, it's in relation to the issues that we've had with the infiltrators. Through my search, I found that the infiltrators, and quite frankly, about half the personnel in the Argo, were assigned to the Argo by a member of Starfleet in the HR department. And he glances at von Wartburg again. This person has since been found dead, stabbed in the back. We don't know who did it. We don't know really anything surrounding it at this point. But yeah, it was through my investigation leading back to this person. And then this person was connected to Specialist Harrison, which is what prompted me to question Harrison.
And again, I apologize if I've missed the point here, but it sounds like you contacted someone at Starfleet Command. They might have been under suspicion, and then there's a leap of logic I'm not seeing that implicates Harrison. If you want me to question him, sirs, I need to know everything.
Marla, how briefed are you on the Orion sisters, known as the Green Sisters?
I know that I chokeholded one of them, and it was very satisfying, sir.
What I can tell you, what I feel comfortable telling you, is that they are a growing threat in the near Trillius and in the Trill system. They're their own little Orion band of pirates, if you will. And they have made efforts to infiltrate that, and it successfully infiltrated not only the ship, but due to the evidence that we've gathered, it seems that the evidence traced back to this officer that was responsible for sending plants aboard this ship, saboteurs toward their end. Once we've traced back who sent the saboteurs to the Argo, we traced it back to who back in personnel and operations sent them here. And then we started to do a security check of everyone who was assigned here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Lieutenant, but I believe everyone checked out except for one name, and that was the specialist. That led to him being questioned. At that point, that little worry afterward, I believe that's when we found out about the possible sabotage connection. Because it's tenuous, I agree with the lieutenant that we can't really formally charge him, but he is under suspicion, and I would rather this was solved in an informal matter, simply because if we put this formal, it can damage his career unnecessarily. And frankly, Marlowe, if he is in fact guilty and he's actually an enemy agent, the less notice we give him, the better. If he is found exonerated completely, he'll have my personal apologies on the matter, because this is taking him away from time, and I know this looks bad, even being away. But I figured this was the more tactful solution, because the other alternative is for me to personally interrogate him in a formal fashion. And even if he's exonerated, his career's over at that point for being under suspicion for
Not
sabotage.
To worry, sir. I have no issue talking with him after being told all this. However, I will make the observation that even considering formal charges carries weight. I would be very careful about who you tell about that. Of course, I don't plan on doing anything, but if any of the other enlisted started hearing about any of this, the enlisted will not be happy.
That's how I was seeing it too. If I decided to walk down and have a formal chat, every enlisted and officer aboard would know why I was talking to him. Wouldn't take much putting it together, but the chief of the boat having a talk about it, you're an enlistee looking after your fellow enlisted, so that's appropriate in this situation. But I agree with you. We're trying to keep this under our hats for the time being, because this can escalate, and we don't want it to.
Very well.
Oh, and Marlowe, just to let you know, he was transferred to the Argo around the same time as the other three.
Okay. That might have been the little bit of information which I was waiting for, because I was still a little bit curious.
And that was just sent to me by the GM, so wanted to mention it.
Oh, very well, sirs. Unless you have any other information to tell me, I suppose I will go see him right now. Thankfully, sickbay has stopped being on fire, which is a good thing.
Marlo, I'll have my reviews on your notes by end of shift. I have to work on that some more. I've been, as you can see, a little busy. But other than that, you're free to go.
Thank you, sirs. And I head out to a turbo lift.
Well, Lieutenant Morgan, and that is how you handle an enlistee problem. Carefully and quietly.
Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
And in your future days, always make best friends with the master of the boat, because when it comes to enlistees, they're the one that get the investigations done, not us.
Understood, sir.
Anyway, back to your post.
On the bridge, Captain Haggard contemplates the pros and cons of having a yeoman.
I mean, say the word, I'll give you one.
You'll be an Orion.
Sonadel promptly states, not it.
You want command experience? Oh, come on.
I just had the chair for 10 minutes. I'm good.
A yeoman's basically like an administrative secretary, you know.
But it's the command color.
She'd rather be going fast.
You have any species preference? I literally will make them right now.
Yep. Do it. Make me a yeoman.
All right, I will make you a yeoman.
Incoming love interest in 3, 2.
Okay. So Marlowe is heading to the brig to talk with Specialist Harrison. Is that correct?
Yep. And along the way, as a gesture, I will abuse my ability as CMO to look up what he's replicating for food, or whatever the equivalent thereof, and I will take him his favorite dish as a peace gesture.
All right. I'll let that be an advantage if you spend 2 momentum, and difficulty rolls will be reduced by 1.
I think that's a very wise
With him.
investment.
You technically have 3 momentum, by the way, because you forgot to put the 2 on earlier.
Well, thanks for being helpful. Gee.
Noise.
All right. So you enter sickbay with his favorite dish. I'll let you make up the dish.
Let's say he likes cheesesteaks. Why not?
All right.
But yeah, I walk in. I nod at whoever's manning. Well, let me ask this: is it the style where there's the force field over the front, or is it one of those sort of sealed door type scenarios?
One of those are the force fields in the front.
Okay. Then I nod at whoever's manning the force field to let me in.
They kind of look for a second, and they look. They see the authorization from Lieutenant Morgan, and goes, oh. Yeah. He nods. He lowers the force field.
All right. So I sort of walk over to the specialist and I say, "Well, I heard about your, shall we say, issues, and I thought I'd bring you your favorite meal and have a chat with you, as a master of the boat, as it were."
Oh, it's like, it smells really good. Is that a?
It is indeed your favorite cheesesteak with onions and string cheese. It's exactly the way you like it. I hope you won't mind. I did look it up especially because I figured you could need something like this.
Thank you, Doctor. How long are they gonna keep me here? Like, this is beyond regulations, sir.
Oh, don't worry. I agree that there have been some missteps here, but that's kind of why I'm here. I'm here to clear the air and see what I can do as master of the boat. Now, as you're eating, and please feel free to eat as we talk, I just want to ask you a few questions. I just ask that you be honest with me because, quite literally, I may be your only ticket out of here, as bad as that sounds.
I mean, how? What do they think I did, Doctor?
Well, my understanding is that someone used your access codes and your terminal to. Well, first off, you are aware that we had a computer virus earlier, yes?
Yeah, don't remind me.
Well, apparently, whoever activated or planted it used your access codes and your terminal to do it.
I see. Do you have any ideas who could?
Well, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up. Now, of course, I know how it works sometimes. You're on shift, you have to use the restroom, you leave your console unlocked and you use the restroom, and you trust the people around you that you can leave a screen unlocked. Did you maybe do anything like that? I know it's technically against regs, but did you leave your console unlocked at any point?
Doc, in the 6 years I've been doing this, I don't leave my screen unlocked. I don't do it.
All right. Let me ask you this then, and I trust you on this. Let me ask you this. Do you recall any strange visits from random people you've never met before? Or really strange visits in general?
Give me a command plus presence. Difficulty 1.
Can I use doctor's orders to make that a medicine?
Nice.
Unfortunately not, because it doesn't pertain to
Stab him with a needle.
medical emergencies and stuff.
No one ever gets to use that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
had
know,
to try.
right?
All right, what is the difficulty?
1.
All right, I'm rolling under a 9, which is awesome. I will spend 1 momentum for 3 dice. And I give you that momentum right back. Yay.
Hooray.
Look, Doc, I know how this looks, but I think I accidentally uploaded that virus. Ensign Beckett gave me some stuff to enter into the computer core, and I did it willingly. I was told by Lieutenant Commander Turner to help her out. He's doing me a favor.
And what would that favor be?
Kind of like trying not to say it, but he's just like, I'm digging a hole here, Doctor, but it's... See, I have this girl, and I asked her to marry me, and she said yes, which is great. I mean, I love her to death, but she's kind of a slave in the Orion slave market, and I've been trying to save up enough money to buy her, off and give her freedom, and
Real quick, and it's probably too far out for me to do anything about it, but would it be something I could maybe pull out my medical tricorder and test him for pheromone sort of after effects? I'm pretty sure this is too far removed, but it's worth asking.
Trace amounts, maybe?
it's
some sort of trace amounts.
It's probably too far removed, and the reason why I say this is it's going to be part of his, like, as he goes on through the explanation, like, you get the gist that it's probably been a couple months since he's seen his supposed, or the girl in question.
Right, and my main question is going to be, is that girl also Orion? Because on the Orion slave market, they don't have to be Orion females for sale. Because I think it was that episode of Enterprise where they just picked up T'Pol and offered her
Right.
around.
Yeah. No, she's not Orion. If you want to know, she's actually, I want to say she's human.
Look, son, I am a doctor. I do not judge. You could tell me she's a Horta, and I would be okay with that.
We don't even know what those are.
Yeah, we do. This is TOS. Horta was Kirk episode.
The rock people, I think. Is that right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
My God, Jim, I'm beginning to think I can cure a rainy day. That one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got the two confused.
No, she's not. You're not gonna like this, but I know it's kind of looked down upon, but she's Romulan.
A Romulan, you say? Well, I will see what I can do and look into it, but for your own sanity, I think you know how bad this looks.
Yeah, I do. Price of love, huh?
Well, of course, I do not want to cause you to question what could be true love, but based on my experiences with Orions in the past as a medical professional, I do believe that you may have been influenced by their pheromones, and that might be why you were so willing to do what Beckett gave you to do. Now, if that's the case, there will be something I can do, but if there's anything else you're not telling me, this is kind of that moment in time in the conversation where if you have anything else to come clean about, now is the time. And I mean, we're talking whether or not you pull pranks, whether or not you wear your underwear backwards 4 times because you don't feel like washing them. Like, this is the time if you have something to tell me.
Other than Lieutenant Commander Turner, when he signed me here, told me, to assist them, and he would pull strings for her freedom. That's the only thing left I have to say.
Very good. Enjoy the rest of your cheesesteak. I'm going to do what I can to help you out here. But unfortunately, I think you are going to have to remain here until I convince the actual master of the boat what I have learned.
Honestly, Doc, how screwed am I?
Well, if I had to qualify it on a number of 1 to 10, 1 being you're on a bed of tribbles and 10 being, my God, why? I'd say this is maybe about a 6.
I see. Thank you for the cheesecake. Thank you.
Of course. And my understanding is that technically you're being held here for your safety. You can rescind that at any point, but as your doctor, if you do end up getting hurt and end up in my sick bay, I will say I told you so.
I think it's probably best for me to stay here.
Very good. With that said, I bid you adieu, and please, if you have any problems, whether it is with your stay, the officers of the boat, or hell, even the captain, please have gentleman over there, and I motion at the security officer, have him calm me immediately, and I'll see what I can do.
He nods, and you kind of see his eyes a little bit watering up a little bit.
I put a reassuring hand on his shoulder. It'll be all right, son. Your life is not over. It's just going to go in a different direction.
Just kind of nods, realizing he might have been duped or something.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the things where he has to come to the realization he might have been duped on his own, because if I straight out tell him, yeah, you were duped, I tried to put it as, as much to get him thinking about it as possible. But yeah, I think at this point I would go and tell the captain and the XO what I found.
All right, we'll transition back to the bridge.
And yeah, I think I would literally just kind of poke my head onto the bridge and say, Captain, XO, would you mind joining me in one of your offices, please?
Very well. Sanadel, you have the con.
Yes, sir.
Once the door is shut, I sigh and I say, well, sirs, pretty much was able to determine that this was an accident. It was a matter of, well, we all know here that Beckett was an Orion female. Beckett basically, in my medical opinion, used her pheromones to seduce/entice the specialist into uploading files without questioning them. Now, part of that also extends back to the officer I believe you've told me has been literally stabbed in the back. but apparently the specialist also fell in love, whether artificially or not, due to pheromones, with a slave on the Orion slave market. I gently suggested that he examine his love and see if it's genuine, but my best guess, sirs, is that he's been hit with so much pheromones that he might think it's real.
It makes sense, sir. It lines up with normal Orion tactics. It's partially what I suspected, but not sure whether to be glad for that or not.
Well, the one thing I would like to say, sirs, is that he does appear to be repentant. He truly feels that this is his fault, but at the same time, if we prosecuted everyone who made bad mistakes because of Orion pheromones, there would be a lot of very important officers currently operating who would be in the brig or a penal colony.
Penal.
The captain is now 12.
It happens.
Captain, do you need sensitivity training?
Sorry. Long day.
That's okay.
Nonetheless, he did knowingly upload God knows what onto our computer system, so we certainly cannot have this young man in any position of responsibility any longer. And
if I may, sir, I would suggest definitely putting a formal reprimand on his record, but I believe removing him from his post would be a loss, not only for his career, but for Starfleet in general. He strikes me as almost, until this point, a mostly honest and a good hard worker. I would be remiss if I did not speak in his defense to that effect.
I have to concur with the Master Chief, Captain. I haven't heard any demerits against him until now.
It's interesting, XO. Usually we're on opposite sides of this conversation. Very well. I will take your gentleman's suggestion. He will receive a formal reprimand in the record for his actions. However, we will leave it at that. He will be able to return to duty. He is, however, confined to quarters for... let's see, we're about to get to Earth, so he will be confined to quarters for 2 weeks period after off shift. We'll leave it go at that. However, Doctor, I want to know everything that he knows about this Romulan slave that he, one way or another, is in love with. Name, what market, everything that he can recall about their interactions, meetings, etc.
Very well. I will go deliver him the news.
XO, if you'll tell Lieutenant Morgan, and hopefully we can sail back the rest of the way to Earth in peace.
If there's
One can always hope.
If there's wood anywhere nearby, I'm knocking on it.
Good work, Chief.
I was going to say, I believe on a few occasions the captain said that he had a wooden bookcase.
Oh yeah, there's definitely real
falls
wood in the
apart.
office.
No.
But yeah, I go tell our poor specialist the good news, and I get the information. We can play it out if you'd like, but I'm good with whatever.
That's all right. But while that conversation is going on in the office, on the bridge, Ensign Haran goes, Lieutenant, long-range sensors are picking up a battle in orbit around Earth.
What?
How
the
far
Yorktown
out?
is a couple hours, sir. The Yorktown is currently engaged.
All right. She hits the thing on the chair and says, "Captain to the bridge. and runs to her station and hits emergency warp and just punches it.
Okay, Haggard will come to the bridge.
Oh, look, more good news.
Report.
Captain, it appears that the USS Yorktown is in combat over Earth. I've raised our speed to emergency warp to assist. Honestly, Captain, I don't know what's going on.
You did right, Son Adele. Red alert. Mira, see if you can get me a line to the Yorktown or Starfleet Command or somebody.
No need, sir. They're hailing us, and we're getting orders for them to pursue. Haran confirms, like, it appears the enemy vessel has severely damaged the Yorktown, and they're warping away.
Lay into pursuit course.
Yes, sir.
That was the order, right to pursue.
Yes.
Yeah.
She does that. Same speed, though.
Ensign Mirror acknowledged Starfleet's orders. Hail the enemy vessel. Do we know what kind of vessel it is?
I'm trying to scan it now, sir.
So it's long range, so that's going to be kind of good distance out. Be difficulty 3, reason plus science, assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Pull down that difficulty with advanced sensor suite.
All right, so difficulty 2.
And difficulty 2. That doesn't apply. That doesn't apply. So, would like to spend toward the value knowledge preserves us from the ignorant.
Sure.
Okay. So toward 2 on max successes. So now I'm just generating momentum.
I see how it is.
Or I just make it. That can work too.
Alright, ship. Never mind the ship. Doesn't get to assist.
No. You got the termination count, so it is 1 momentum gain.
And I'm not a veteran, so I don't get to keep it. No. It's gone now. Scanning, sir. Trying to get a bearing on that ship. It's really far out. Details are not exactly clear, especially since we're at warp. Adjusting. I don't know if this is a momentum spend, GM, but how far from their space are we? Like, they're way deep in our territory, right?
They are.
Like several sectors in or something?
Something like that.
Okay. Captain, reading Romulan Bird of Prey.
Romulan XO?
That's why I have on my scanner, sir. With my free question, actually, I want to see how damaged that ship is, if at all.
Oh, it's yeah, I'll just send it.
Sure. Scanning for more detail. Checking on battle damage. And that cloud's in the way. We'll just adjust for that. Ship reads heavy damage. They have a cloaking device failure. If they could cloak, they would really want to, but they can't. But that's if I were them, I'd be trying to fix that first. No idea on ETA. We don't know enough about their tech, or at least I don't know enough about their technology.
Very well. See if you can find any way to track them, just in case they do go into cloak. Mira, hail the ship.
They're not responding.
Nonetheless, Romulan vessel. This is Captain Ulysses Haggard aboard the USS Argo. You're in violation of Federation space and of Romulan Earth Treaty. You will heave to and prepare to be boarded immediately. Any response?
No, Captain. It seems that they're not even receiving.
I did not expect one.
Orders, sir.
Pursuit course.
Your intentions once we're within weapons range, sir?
Disable and capture if possible.
Capture and disable, aye. Morgan, get ready to aim where you need to. Be aware that bird of prey might be a bit easy to blow up at this rate, so mind your shots, but keep the
historically they never let us.
That's true, sir.
Is this the same type of vessel that Kirk encountered?
It's probably a Talis. So, yeah, probably.
GM, correct me. I think that's the scout ship that he encountered. Bird of prey is a different ship, yeah?
Bird of prey is a different ship.
Yeah. Yeah, Captain. No, the Kirk encountered one of the scout class ships. This is a bird of prey class.
Okay, fair enough.
More heavily armed.
No.
I can see why the Yorktown had a problem with it.
The Kirk encountered the bird of prey.
Did it?
Then, yeah. And then they also encountered the D7 variant that the Romulans use.
Right. So
Right.
Is this that old bird of prey, or is this a more updated version?
That would be a momentum spend.
Ship.
Oh.
Okay.
I see no harm in getting momentum spend out of that, just so we know if we're fighting a refit or an old ship.
It would appear to be a newer design.
Great. A bird of prey with refits.
Get all the data the sisters can give us.
Aye, sir.
This may be our only chance to glean a little bit of intel.
So an hour goes by as you catch up to them at warp. And currently you pull up behind them as they attempting to make their escape.
Ooh, it's the cool music. USS Argo to Romulan Bird of Prey. Heave to and prepare to be boarded, or we will fire upon you. Any response?
There's no way they think they can get away from us.
But they
Is that Morgan?
they're currently at long range at warp.
Just beyond phaser range. Phasers are medium, right?
We can still hit them, but it's just a harder shot. We'd have to move a little bit closer, but it's a hittable shot.
You just spent 3.
I did.
Okay, and we're traveling at warp. Mr. Martell, target their propulsion systems.
Aye, sir.
Senadel, can you get us in closer to give Martell a better shot?
And it's
They
Morgan,
launch
sir.
Sorry.
They launch a
No worries.
plasma torpedo at you.
We're being fired upon. Torpedo
Got
incoming.
Evasive action.
So there's no damage, but so for this though, you do have the effect of a plasma burn on your hull. Currently you didn't receive any damage, but for the next 3 rounds of combat at the start of it, I will be rolling damage dice for the effect of the persistent from the torpedo.
The effect of the what?
It's a plasma torpedo. So for the next
Okay.
3 rounds of combat, you have a plasma burn on the hull.
Okay.
Plasma fire. Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, the ship exits warp.
All right. Just give me some scale here, GM. Is each square a
That's actually a little
zone?
further out. Okay, not exactly. But I will say, when you come out of warp, you manage to come out of warp within medium range. That's the current scale.
All right.
So squares around you is going to be close. 2 to 3 is roughly medium.
Okay.
And then we'll start with you.
Can I go first? Mayhaps. Or would you like Morgan to shoot first?
Why don't you bring us in closer, and then we've got 2 momentum to spend to keep the initiative, and then Morgan can... I'm sorry. Martel. No, he's the
No,
engineer. Morgan can fire. Too many damn M names.
Actually, Captain, I recommend that perhaps we do an attack run instead of getting closer, because we're at optimum range right now.
Fair point. Lieutenant Morgan, clip their wings.
Aye, aye, sir. Let's do it. Okay, so
This will be a
Security.
control security assisted by the ship's weapon security. Difficulty
Okay.
is 2.
so you're getting a threat, and I have shipboard tactical systems, which I'm going to apply.
Yes, that is a focus.
Yep. And I'll re-roll that 0. Yay.
Get a momentum. And then
Momentum.
someone needs to fire the phaser banks.
Okay. Ooh.
Momentum to re-roll all those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Was
is
it
what,
1?
Yeah.
5 dice.
Well, if the objective was to clip their wings, then
Yeah. Much better.
Nice.
And then use 1 momentum for piercing, maybe.
Well, Versatile can turn into that, can it?
Yeah.
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 Let's use
Yes.
versatile
That's what
for
I was
piercing.
talking about. Yeah.
Oh.
And is there something we can? Wait, is there something we can do with versatile that lets it actually target the engines without the?
No.
Okay.
You can do power
raises
drain.
difficulty up.
You
Yeah,
can do
power
essentially you can do a power drain with the versatile.
That's something worth thinking about. What do you guys think? Piercing or power?
Oh
drain?
yeah, no, it's useful. It's
Power
useful.
drain limits them being able to shoot back unless they have an independent power supply, and even then, it limits their ability to warp.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do the power drain. Phasers cost
Also,
what? 2?
your yeoman is ready in case you need to use them.
Nice. Leave it to the master of the boat, eh? Chief of the boat, sorry.
How much does it cost to fire phasers power wise? 2 or 1?
1
Two
power.
One?
Okay. Just keeping track. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 effects. And we use the versatile for power drain.
Okay.
And I guess spend the 2 momentum and I'll do evasive action. In case they decide to shoot back.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alrighty, what am I rolling again? I know it's something con. Daring con, I think.
I evasive. Daring con diff 1 unless the GM adjusted it. And it's going to cost us 1 power.
Yes, it's Darren Con. Difficulty 1.
Okay, I'm going to use my talent Glancing Impact.
Why would you want to use that?
I
don't see
know,
how it's
right?
relevant.
Right. Flight control systems as a focus give you a threat for 3rd dice. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and take
Yeah.
that.
Assist by the ship's structure plus con.
Structuring
By the way.
con I. Con and where's structure? There it is.
Get 3 momentum.
All right. Sonadel, if we spend with our improved impulse drive, we can spend 2 momentum to make it increase the difficulty of attacks against us by 1 to make it even harder for them to hit us until your next turn.
Yeah, too bad we can't spin for Swift Task, because I could also shoot the crap out of them. Alright, moving on.
So yeah, let's
How much
spend that
momentum?
as 2,
2.
which will make us
So-
it.
Difficulty 4.
To shoot? Okay.
No, for them
Uh,
to hit us.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For us, it's
Okay.
difficulty 3 for you to hit them.
All right.
Because we're ducking and dodging so much now.
Okay, that's fine. I was just confused if I was taking a shot or not.
Well, we
Fair.
already held on to the momentum, so
That's fair. Yeah.
So turn passes to them. Why not? Guys gave me all this strength to start. I'm gonna spend it.
You could be conservative with it.
I could,
You should.
but
They really
Guys-
want to hit us.
I really wanna.
Whoa. That looks like a miss to me.
No, that's definitely a hit.
I don't think they'll do much, but
Your shields absorb it, but I'm spending some threat. You lose 5 power.
2, 3, 6 shields and 5 power. Am I reading that right?
Your shield, no, because the resistance already, because you're at resistance 7, so you don't lose any shields.
Okay. But we do
But
lose 5 power, you said?
Yeah.
It brings us down to
And the
7
turn-
power.
Turn passes to you.
So I recommend that we get the engineer to get control on that plasma. Does any further damage to the hull?
Make it so, number 1.
Is that something I can do?
No. Not that I think of.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
restore that power, though. Maybe.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Do what you can
It's
then.
going to be daring or control plus engineering. Difficulty 2.
Okay, cool. Ship doesn't assist me. I'm spending 1 momentum. Get it right back. Let's see, power increases by 1. +1 per momentum spend. I think I'll wind up spending that momentum to get us 1 more power, so we should be at 9.
Okay. Very good.
Alright, goes back to them. All right, turn passes back to you guys.
All right. Captain is going to direct Lieutenant Martell to target their engines and fire.
You're talking Morgan, right?
Yes, damn it. Sorry, guys.
I mean, Martell
Too many
can
updates.
answer, but I don't advise it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Martell, if you want to take tactical for a round.
Sorry. I even have a little card with the names in front of me, and I'm still messing it up.
I mean, if you tell Marlowe to fire, he will get an EV suit. He'll launch himself out of the torpedo tube at the thing and punch it. He'll do it.
And the funny thing is, I have a 16 control security as well.
Well, that's for borders.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a direct, I assist using my command skill. I don't know, command and what, GM?
Be control plus command.
Control plus command. Strategy and tactics for a focus.
Kind of leading the shot because they know they're going to duck that way or the other way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll allow it because you're trying to pull off some tactics here.
Yeah. You go ahead and shoot, and then I'll assist.
Will do. Giving you a threat?
Difficulty is 3, by the way.
Academy graduated,
Because you have
everybody.
evasive.
Wait, did I hear the difficulty was 3?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because evasive maneuvers.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Alright, but I get an assist from the captain of the ship, so. Yeah, just one threat. We'll try it. And then I'll re-roll.
Bam.
There's the basic hit.
Impact.
Nothing from the captain. And then the ship is, what, weapons and security?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing from there, but we hit. And then
Roll
phasers.
damage.
No, that's pretty good.
Ow.
Boom.
Piercing. And
Power
for the
drain.
first one-
Power drain.
Yeah, and
Because
power
they zero
drain.
out, they're done anyway.
Spin both momentum for power drain. The last versatile and the float and the one we have.
So, are you
That's
spending one for
power.
one of the versatile for piercing and one for power?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Why
just-
not both for
okay.
power drain?
I mean, you're at 10. You're literally currently at 10
Oh, that's fair.
damage
Yeah,
total.
they're looking at a breach
So-
as it is.
Okay, never mind.
You're
then.
overthinking
Ignore what
things.
I'm- Yeah.
So yeah, power drain. Then.
Okay,
I
so
do not want
let's-
to be that ship right now. Oops, sorry, didn't mute.
I'm gonna do that real quick. And so, both versatile and then any momentum going to power drain.
We think, guys.
I mean, we
the
could
sooner
zero.
you
We
kill
may
their
be able to
power,
zero out.
Yeah,
yeah,
do it.
if you kill their power,
They're done fighting.
How much momentum, Cap?
Let's spin the 2 we got.
So 4 total momentum to power drain. Holy crap!
That's a tiny ship, too.
With that shot, the ship, the power on it flickers, and it's sitting there, a brief hulk in space currently, as it drifts.
Sir, recommend boarding party? Assuming the ship isn't ready to explode, which I will check on now for you, sir.
Gather your team, number 1.
GM, were you still in combat runs?
No, we're out of combat.
Okay. I'm gonna scan the ship to make sure it's not like one sneeze away from exploding.
Roll reason plus science. It's by the ship sensors plus science. Difficulty be 0. with your advanced sensors.
I love this boat. Makes scanning so easy.
Well, that's 1 momentum so far. Needs sensors plus science from the ship.
Source and science. He's there. There you go.
So 2 momentum. No, the ship is not, away from blowing up. However, there are hull breaches on the ship. Their life support is sporadic due to the hull breaches, and it's currently venting in some areas of the hull into space.
XO, can we beam survivors aboard and have security meet them in the transporter rooms?
I believe that's advisable. Once we clear them out of the ship, we can examine the ship at our leisure. Plus, it secures them from trying to self-destruct the ship as they normally would.
And since Sonadel get us into transporter range, Captain to Martel, we're going to be beaming prisoners aboard. Mr. That's right.
Morgan.
Who's the transporter guy? Is Martel the best on transporter?
Yeah, Martel would be best on transporters.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And Sonadel just kind of looks sad at her demotion.
Yeah.
But complies.
Did I call you ensign? Sorry.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, Sonadel. Yeah, you sorry guys, your captain's a little weary tonight.
Not enough coffee.
Yeah. Commander Martel, I need you to beam aboard survivors. Lieutenant Morgan, have security greet our guests and clear out the brig.
Mira turns to you as you're giving orders like, Captain, we're getting a priority 1 message from Starfleet. They're saying that there was a research lab on Earth in London that appears that from what they're saying was compromised. They believe that the Romulan vessel are the instigators in this. They might have crucial data in their data banks. They're not sure what yet was stolen, but they are ordering us to retrieve any prisoners and or data on board the ship.
Acknowledge the order, Ensign. All right, Commander, looks like you'll need to form an away team after all.
Captain, actually, a thought. After we get the survivors on board, why can't we just tractor it back to Earth? We're not
What's our ETA
far.
to Earth, Lieutenant? With undertow, I mean.
Let's see, we were an hour, and I can't go warp 14, so she'll probably say 3.5 hours.
That's about right.
I agree with the lieutenant, sir. We can leave the experts back at the shipyard tear it apart. They have more specialized tools for that sort of thing. Not that I'm squeamish against an away team, and I would personally love to crawl over that thing, but
what's its structural integrity look like if we take it under tow, Commander?
I will double check that for you.
Hard. We may not have time.
I'm gonna give the ship a scan real quick, considering that threat.
Yeah, so your scanners come up saying that currently the core is building or is having a buildup in one of their fusion reactors. They're attempting to self-destruct the ship.
They're attempting to self-destruct, so I recommend we beam them out of there before they do anything, and we put an engineering team in there and EVA suits to stabilize the core, or we're gonna lose that ship.
Make it so.
Assuming you get into close range.
All right.
Yes, and
Commander Martel, you suit up. Lieutenant Sonadel, join him.
I'll get Anders to run the transport.
She claps her hands. Always wanted to try and fly a Romulan bird of prey. Let's go. And she gets up and is.
Just try and keep it from blowing up first.
Yes, sir.
I got it, sir.
Commander, I want a transporter lock on our away team at all times.
Aye, sir. Advising Martel through ship's communication.
Oh no.
Martel, beam everyone off that ship as soon as possible. Get ready to beam over a emergency repair team sent by the captain.
Lieutenant Morgan,
They get
once you
their
arrange
shields
for the-
back up and running.
No.
They got the shields back up and running, you say?
Yep.
Lieutenant Morgan, take those people's shields down, please.
My pleasure, sir. Let's do it. Oh, you get a threat.
And weapons.
Right. That would be, you're in close range, so that's difficulty 3, assuming the evasive is not up. So that's just 1 momentum gain.
Is there any way to say we dialed it back a little?
I was gonna ask, like, could we do half power to the phase?
Unfortunately not.
I mean, a breach to their engines, it would destabilize the power, so they might not even be able to, self-destruct.
Ooh.
Same time, they still have power?
Well, with a check, right?
Speaking of the engine's breach, and let's put
Oh, well, there you go.
into a power drain.
I'm assuming that wasn't going into piercing, correct?
Yeah. And then we're just going to
No.
power drain that.
GM, is it possible either through 2 momentum or a determination spend on one of our part to cause a full power failure that they can't recover from?
Good question.
I
It's
will allow.
discretion, that's why I have to
Power
ask.
So this would be the point where you would probably try to create an advantage to power drain. Like, you need to come up with a reason to cause like sort of like a constant power drain on the ship without using your the weapons.
Modulated thing. I was thinking
Modulated tractor beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds
Where
reasonable.
we have it in a tractor beam and we're just constantly draining it.
Or constantly doing a low-level pulse that's keeping the ship constantly having to repair that very minor effect, and it's never able to really recover.
Yeah, the ship is damaged to the point whereby fairly minute fluctuations in the power of the tractor beam, we cause them to expend any power they generate to structural integrity or what's the inertial dampeners.
Something critical that it has
Or
to
even life
respond.
support.
Right.
Okay. So let's make this a control plus security task. This is by the ship's structure plus security. Normally it's difficulty 2 to enable the tractor beam. Since you're going to apply an advantage, I would say if you spend 2 momentum, you can create an advantage with the tractor beam, but you're still going to have to roll to make sure you get a lock with the tractor beam on the ship.
Okie dokie.
Morgan, feel free to do that, and if you want to spend determination, I think this would be a good time because it looks like we really want this ship if we can get away with it. If there's the value that applies, because I don't know your values.
Let's see here.
Captain, we're okay spending that momentum?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could potentially do ruthlessness delivers results. I mean, we're literally keeping them in a subservient position by constantly depowering their engines. I mean, it's a bit like kicking a lame dog while it's down.
I love how the dog is lame.
With that explanation, I guess I will take that. So
yeah, it's the best one I can come up with.
Way to go! Way to go, Dexter. Shit.
Well, at least he's in uniform and on our side.
There's that.
So was Dexter until he became a lumberjack.
One problem at a time.
Ooh.
I don't know what that was.
So you take 2 damage to your shields. No, sorry, 3. That is the plasma fire on your hull.
Persistence. The persistence.
From the torpedo.
Okay. So it's the tractor beam roll assisted by ship structure and security.
Structure plus security, and its tractor beam is control plus security. Difficulty is 2.
Difficulty
you already
2,
succeeded.
Right?
Yeah, you already succeeded.
Okay.
I just need to see if you get any complications in it. With it.
Or we gain momentum, positive thinking.
All right. So that was the 2-1-1 roll that Morgan did. No, that was the phaser. So
yeah.
It was his momentum spend.
Okay.
Or determination spend.
Oh, okay.
I still need a roll.
But
yeah, because complications can still come up.
What do you think? Being an optimist there.
So control security, Morgan.
It's like knocking on wood.
Control security. Wait, so just 2 die, or?
I mean, you've already spent the determination, so you've got 2 successes, right?
Yeah, you've already got it. You just need to roll.
Yeah, it's 2 dice, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make totally sure.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey,
Wow.
Captain, you want to give him a die there to let him re-roll those dice?
But like,
yeah,
giving him my determination.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea for some reason.
I think I'll do that.
I can take that as threat. I am so fine with that. Because you guys succeed anyway.
No. I think we're going to re-roll it.
Yeah, you can have the determination there. I didn't need that spotlight or whatever it is. That milestone. Yeah.
Okay. So am I good to just re-roll?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
have
a
to
veteran?
invoke
Because it counts. Haggard.
No, Haggard does not have veteran, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that was a rough roll. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
2 zeros
Wait,
again.
and so
Just
would my
re-roll.
normal...
Yeah, you just re-roll it 2.
Yeah, would my normal focus apply to this, or no?
Yeah,
For
it
shipboard
would.
tactical systems?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we
There's
go.
better. Here's the
Thank
ship.
God.
Okay, but no whammies.
2 momentum gain back. You lock the Romulan ship in a tractor beam. And currently draining its power.
Nice.
I'm spending 2 threat for a complication that may or may not come up here in a minute.
All right, so let's get the prisoners beamed over and get our... what's the status of their engines now, Science?
Scanning. How are the engines looking, GM?
They are, yes.
They are looking.
How are the... What is the status of their engines? Sorry.
They can't go to warp. They're pretty banged up.
But are they
They're not
trying
going
to
anywhere,
blow
sir.
them up?
Without any power, sir, I don't see how they can do it without onboard explosives. So we want to beam them off as soon as possible before they
Yep,
do any further action.
Let's beam them off. And then Lieutenant Morgan, after you've secured our guests, I want you and Commander Wartburg to join the engineering team on the enemy vessel and see if you can't find that data from the research facility.
Absolutely, sir. Of course.
Understood, sir.
So Morgan is going to grab his 2 favorite security officers and head down to the transporter room with weapons, of course.
Eva suits everybody, assuming this doesn't cost anything to do that.
No, because there is the potential of.
All right. Well, I think Martel is going to get started transporting the Romulans off the Warbird.
Or whoever they may be. I'm not convinced they're ROMs.
Could be feds.
Could be Ryans.
Well, that's just paranoid.
I've been hanging around Lieutenant Morgan too much.
Oh.
What?
What did you do?
Captain, they've got a dampening field up. Can't get a lock.
All right. Captain, recommend we just beam right into our engineering room and start clearing the floor.
Commander von Wartburg, Lieutenant Morgan, assemble a boarding party.
To be fair, Sonadel and Martel are combat trained.
Well, yeah, but you're boarding a whole new
more
ship.
security. Yeah,
Right.
More security. More. All the security.
Does Marlowe or Martel have phaser training? Hand phaser training?
Not as a focus, no.
That's what I'm digging at.
Yeah, no.
The pilot does.
Captain to Dr. Marlowe.
I made a joke about things being on fire earlier, sir. Is something else on fire?
No, but we do need medical personnel to join a boarding party.
I see. I will send Sarul unless you'd rather I go myself.
Your call, Doctor.
Sarul will be joining them in the transporter room.
Very good.
How much is it for a phaser rifle? I actually forget. I think it's one momentum.
But I think it's also escalation 2.
It is. That much I remember.
Now, what does escalation 2 mean?
He gets 2 threat.
Okay.
I was going to recommend myself and Morgan bring along Type 3s. Or him, actually, sorry, him and one of his who specializes in hand phasers, because I'm not a phaser expert. I just remembered.
I mean, if you guys want to give the GM the threat, I'm perfectly fine with issuing the order for phaser rifles.
Morgan, you think you could take them with a Type 2, or do you want a Type 3 with you?
That's a good question. I lean towards overkill and tend to go for the biggest gun I can, but I mean, I'm not sure we want to give any more threat than we need to.
How about just you having a Type 3? We'll let the rest of us will be armed with Type 2s.
Sounds good.
I don't think any of the supporting character securities have a hand phaser specialty.
No, I just checked.
So
Captain does, but he's going to stay on the boat this time.
And so that's 3 people plus 1 more. Martel, do you have anyone who's really good at repairing engines other than yourself? Actually, you might need to come along anyway just to help us repair that damn ship and get access.
I'm the best in engineering there is.
Okay. Captain, I recommend Martel comes along in that event then. Because he has the training to keep it, to bring it back to working order.
All right. I'm going to send Lieutenant Sonadel along as well to assist in
6.
engineering.
That's a full pad, sir.
All right. Argonauts, good hunting. Come back alive.
So, who's taking Type 3s?
Sound
Just
request
Morgan,
one?
I think.
Yeah, I guess it sounds like just Morgan.
Yeah,
Although
I
it
think
sounded
it's
like
me.
they said anybody with hand phaser training, so technically Sonadel would count too.
Morgan, do you have objection?
No objections. I want to see what the little lady can do.
All right. Grab a Type 3, Sonadel. Don't miss.
She picks up the Type 3, and you see her handle it like an expert.
Nice.
My order stands.
Okay, so Cerul's going. Are any of the security supportings going?
I mean, do we have a full transporter? Or
I'm typing it right now just to make sure we have our numbers right.
Cool.
oh, gotcha.
We say we were bringing along our tel. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to lose somebody, because the pad only holds 6. One of
Okay,
the
so
security guys.
yeah, just take Shishran.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. I think that's all we're taking, and of course, Martel's bringing along his kit. I would imagine.
Would
Do you advise every?
us being able to spend? Well, never mind, because I already have a rifle. There'd be no sense. I can use Martel's engineering kit if I have to.
Be advised, everybody. When we board, we're shooting to stun the whole room. We're clearing the floor, getting control of the engine room. Be advised that there are hull breaches, so if you get a tear in your suit, work on that first, then get back to the fight. Understood?
Understood.
Understood.
And for the time being, I'm going to leave shooting command over to Morgan. I'm here to assist and direct repair efforts. Since you have the higher experience in this particular matter, Morgan, I'll leave it to your discretion.
Yes, sir.
And we'll
Energize when
activate
ready.
Shishran.
It's going to be rough.
Ooh, this is actually her second activation, so we can give her something.
Yeah, I gave Cerul Combat Medic.
I wonder why that would come up.
All right.
And
So,
yeah.
For transporting over, this is going to be. Let's see what's base 2. You're on a pad, drops to 1. Advanced sensors drops to 0, but because the dampening field. It's going to be 2. Difficulty 2, actually. Because you're not beaming to a pad.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Sure. We'll have to activate an NG guy to beam us over.
Yeah, I've got Anders up.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to spend that momentum.
Yep, please do.
And I believe ship assists with a sensors engineering.
That sounds right, but I don't know. That's why I see
Yes.
I'm a cheat sheet.
Sensors engineering.
Okay.
I think I'm going to give Shishran Deadeye Marksman.
Anyone rolling for the
Seems
ship?
appropriate.
Yeah, it's coming. Give me a second.
All right, you get 1 momentum. and you find yourself in the engineering room of the Romulan vessel. There are dead bodies kind of lying around. There is a couple Romulans that you do see that they're working at their station, and they immediately pull weapons.
Morgan's going to say, hostile engagement.
Yep.
Let's stun him.
Sonadel will drop to a knee and take aim.
It's the closest thing.
So. So am I going? I guess I'm going first, or just fine. Hand phasers as a focus.
Question: what are we qualifying as close range?
If you're right next to them, it'll be close range.
Okay, so if we did the square below Ulhan 1, that would hit both him and the Centurion?
That, like, if they were like this, that's close.
Right,
So
but
they're
what I'm
not
saying
current.
though is if we aim at the square where the Ulhan 1 is below him,
You have to target one
everything
person. You
adjacent
can't. No. You have to target a specific person for that effect to work.
to...
So you're aiming at one person.
Okay.
So who's going first?
Well,
It's
I
usually the
guess. Oh, go ahead.
So what are we in, like a medium?
Yeah, you're like in a medium range. At least Martel is. Wolfgang would probably be long. Same with Cerule, and Morgan would be as well.
All right, Shishran. Oh, are we going by the turn order thing, or?
And you said it's usually the highest airing.
Yes, usually.
Mine's
Shishran
12.
has. Okay, I think you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Mine close, but
Okay.
Mine's 15.
Ooh.
I'm lying.
Yeah. I'll give you a threat for a third dice, and then I will roll. And fail miserably. I'm going to spend my determination. I don't run from a fight, and we'll re-roll those 2 dice.
All right.
There you go.
Hit him. Ha!
You hit. Which one are you hitting?
I
So
will
you only
hit
hit
the
the
one
first-
closest to me.
I mean, number
Probably
one.
this
there.
guy, yeah.
Yep. Sorry, ignore the hidden part. It should have been erased, but it did not erase itself. And it is on stun.
Oh, darn.
Right.
I should have suggested. One of the things you could have done was aimed and then fired, because rifles have the accuracy cool thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't
why you
taken
take
a
them.
minor action. Well, I mean, can I say I am? But I guess not.
Not anymore, unfortunately. You do hit him, and he looks hurt, but he's still up.
Probably has armor.
Yeah.
Turn passes to them, because I don't think you have the momentum, or I don't think anyone has quick to action, do they?
I don't.
Nope.
I was just going to ask to use the
Nope.
momentum for piercing for my shot.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I said he looked hurt and he almost went down. I spent 2 threat to keep him up.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, okay, that's comforting. Forced him to spend threat. Good job.
Yeah. Gonna move there. It's going to... Why not? Where's his sheet? I should make
can't
macros.
find it 'cause it's too-
Maybe I should have
I
gone
really need
first. Made myself a target.
Good job. They're not shooting me now. Nothing can tell our rank in our Eva suits anyway. Oh god. Hey.
It's a lot of threat to spend to do that.
I mean, you have it to spend. Why not, right?
The problem is I have to spend threat to activate a determination. I hate doing that. Why not? Spending that to re-roll.
Complications.
Hey.
Well, that's not what I was hoping for. Oh, disruptors. That's not cool. Oh, wait, the Romulans. No kidding. At least it's not a rifle. Hooray.
And remember, everyone, EV suits have a resistance of 1.
Hooray.
So that's
Oh,
6,
yay.
so 5 stress, which means that is an injury. You
To
are knocked down
me.
unconscious. To you, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you spend determination to stay up.
I already did.
You already.
I spent it to re-roll.
Right, but you could still challenge a value and get a determination.
That's true.
But that said, if you do that and you take another injury, you're dead. Period. Dead.
To be fair, I don't have one I could challenge in this situation.
It's a comfy floor. We have a doctor. Don't worry about it.
So. It's fine.
Morgan,
Because I
you're
don't
up.
have any values to, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going. Guys, you'll have to help me out on this. So if I were to move ahead, in fire, what would be the maximum number of spaces I can move ahead towards them?
You can move
You
into
can
medium.
move as a minor action into medium range. Yeah.
The problem with, I
Okay.
think, correct me if I'm wrong, people, you can either do the aim thing with the rifle or you can move. I don't think you can do both.
Yeah.
No,
it's
you
still
only
fine.
have
You
the
have to
one
start
minor.
spending.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
I
spend the
think
momentum
it's-
to gain an extra minor.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because the accuracy thing on that thing is cool. Like, that's why you get a rifle.
Yeah. Good call. I couldn't give you threats to move into position and then maintain accuracy in fire, right? Okay.
Not
Sorry, just
supposed
trying
to,
to get
but
good.
I'll take it.
Feel free to spend the momentum. We can always get it back.
All right. I was just thinking, well, I guess I wouldn't be spending threat on security necessarily to do that.
Yeah, save that for your
So-
security spend when you shoot, as opposed to the extra action.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah. In that case, I'll take aim for my minor, and then which one was already hit? Was it number 1?
Number 1. I'll mark him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hitting that guy.
Oh,
with
Morgan, are
stun.
you moving up as well?
Yeah, I think he was.
Okay, just
To
making
shoot.
sure.
Yeah, I'm moving up to get in front of Sonadel.
Cool.
Okay. So I can give you threat for a third die when I
You can always give me more.
fire. Well, I guess I could.
It's a trick. Don't believe him.
Yeah, I'll give you one for now.
One's fine
Alright.
because you're bold. You're supposed to do stuff like that.
Yep, and then
It's
I'll
a hit.
re-roll.
Get-
Okay,
Momentum.
nice.
Momentum. Yeah.
This is the phaser type 3. What is the weapon damage
It-
on the type 3?
4 plus your security, so 8 for you.
I'm looking up accuracy because I haven't touched it in forever.
Allows him to actually
Alright.
re-roll one of the dice,
D20. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah.
one of the d20s.
Yeah, he got it.
Wait, was that correct?
No.
Okay, I will re-roll that. So wait, it was 5 is what I'm actually putting in the weapons. Dice roll
It's 4
slot.
plus. It's 4 plus your security, so total is 8.
So it's
Challenge dice.
okay.
Right, but
And
the
then-
sheet automatically adds it, so yes, you would put 4 in the box.
Yes.
That was my question. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do you want to spend to reroll that damage or no? That's up to you. I wouldn't know what to do with that either. The 3 misses.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, but he's vaporized.
Okay, don't worry about it. Oh,
Vaporized.
well,
Wait,
he
really?
took an injury. Yes, he took an injury. He literally only had like 3 stress left.
But I thought we were stunning.
We were
It
stunning.
still
Doesn't
matters.
matter.
Yeah.
alternatively,
Doesn't
he falls
matter.
over and hits his head.
So
Alright,
here's
yeah.
the thing, though. He had an injury. I spent 2 threat to keep him up. All right.
Okay.
He did over 5 on the hit. It went past the stress. That's another 2 injuries right there, which means 2 of them were
Okay.
lethal. So because the first one became lethal, yeah, he's vaporized. And
Oh, that's fine.
Good job, Morgan.
Wow.
Dude, this is like
Well,
the first
thank
real
you.
phaser ground combat I've been in, so I don't know how they work.
Yeah. Morgan's gonna subtly say under his breath, "I didn't even realize my own power." And
it's the power
Yeah.
of the. Oh, okay.
If Sonadel could face bomb, she would.
I could spend a minor to facepalm for you.
I mean, that's up to you.
Stop hitting yourself.
it's a free
Commander,
action.
stop wasting time. Sorry, this is very amusing. Stop. Don't mind me, GM. Continue.
Right. I'm spending 2 threat to activate this. Why not?
You don't have to.
It's a hit. I'm definitely re-rolling that. You know what?
Oh
Let's make
goodness,
this
that's what you
lethal.
stepped up for the rifle. Oh
Make
god.
this lethal. That is 10, and it is a lethal injury.
To whom?
10 stress.
Yeah, to whom? Because that could be
To
enough
sorry,
to...
that is to Morgan. That is to Morgan.
oof.
Morgan, you have more than 10 stress, right?
Yes.
Okay, because if you didn't...
Wait, I actually
die.
don't know the answer to that question. Let me get my character sheet really quickly.
Yeah, fitness
is that 10
plus your security.
Is that 10 damage considering that
it's-
he's wearing an
it's-
Eva suit?
Oh, sorry, it's 9. My bad.
Okay, so it's 9 stress.
He
You
has
said
5 stress
fitness
left.
plus security?
He's got
Okay,
5
so look. Yeah, I just marked it on your sheet for you. But yeah, you have 5 stress
Oh,
left.
awesome.
Stress is what? Fitness and security?
The sheet auto calcs it for you. I think he still goes down from injury though. Sad
Yep.
He does.
Unless he spends
Unless
his
you
determination.
Which I think he already did.
I already spent it. Yeah.
We have a doctor. You'll be fine.
Her turn's coming up.
Cerule.
So I've got 2 patients on the ground. One's the security officer. I believe the security officer is the best one to get up. So I will spend my minor to get next. And then I will be attempting the stabilization action so that he does not die at the end of the scene. So I believe that's a
daring plus. Yes, daring medicine. Correct.
And I can succeed at cost here because of first response. And if I do succeed, I can also spend 1 momentum to cause you to regain points of stress equal to my medicine, which is 4, which could become important.
Now I see why it's the rules here.
Yep.
So we get 2 momentum, but I'm going to spend 1 of that so that Morgan also recovers for stress, just in case a certain GM spends threat to shoot at one of the downed characters.
I mean, I might.
But the good news is that Morgan is stabilized and he will not die at the end of the scene as long as nobody else shoots him.
You can spend momentum to get him back up, I believe.
I looked at that, and I think that still has the same problem as determination, where if they take another injury...
I think you helped him recover from an injury. Well, that's that's actually a different action.
Yeah, but he's still technically incapacitated. So... Right.
Yeah, like, he would have to have a turn of his own and roll his recover, which is a fitness and command. But, yeah, I only did the first aid task, which just stabilizes.
Okay.
Now, okay, so, yes, and I looked it up. I can spend 2 momentum to put Morgan back up, but it specifically says it's the same as if they spent determination to ignore the injury. Which means he gets injured, he's vaporized, gone. So Morgan, I will let this be the question. Do you want to be up?
You don't have to be. But if you want to, we can.
Yes, just be aware, as your doctor, if I put you up and you get shot again, you might be gone for good.
Well, I didn't become a security officer because I'm a coward, so put me back up, and let's see what happens.
All right, I spend the 2 momentum then, and he's back in the game.
Goes to Martel.
Okay, so I'm going to take a shot at number 3.
Okay.
And I hate to do this, but I have to give you... Well, actually, let's put it this way. First, I'm going to find some cover.
Alright, so you'll get a cover
here.
Yeah. So you'll get 1 soft cover, because you pick a spot to hide behind a console.
Okay. Next, I'm going to fire at number 3.
Alright. So
I'm going to give you a threat for a third dice.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a threat for a third dice.
Stop moving into my line of fire.
And here you go.
Pierce Hilda.
That's a hit.
Oh man, I wish I had some momentum. I'd re-roll some dice, but I don't.
Let's go, Chishran. Your brother was kind of a badass. Prove what you can do.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm just double checking something real quick. Okay. No. Alright. He's down.
Hooray!
Oh! Yes!
I think Shishran's shot has been chosen.
Shran.
Okay. Shishran will.
She's currently
Aim.
at long. So it'd be a
Which does-
difficulty 1 increase. Be difficulty 3.
You can minor move up and shoot him.
Nope, see, but if I aim with Deadeye Marksman, it's going to reduce it down to 2 anyway. Plus, it'll let me re-roll a d20.
That's true.
So, yeah, I'm going to stay where I am and use the aim maneuver. See how this works out.
Okay.
You got any? Nope, no momentum.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Boys, give me
So-
threat.
Yeah, I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die. So, glad I did that. And I get to re-roll 1 of them. So there's the 2 to hit.
All right.
And then phaser type 2. Raz blemimitaz.
Okay.
That entire family is nothing but phaser wielding maniacs. That's what that is.
It is Wolfgang's go.
Direct action to Morgan. Morgan, Centurion's still up. Put him down.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Command
Let's
plus
do this.
presence or control.
Control.
Do.
You have multi-discipline, right?
Yep, I'm Exo Psyoff.
Okay, just want to make sure. I know you took. I'm trying to remember if you took. I know you took it on the other character. I was trying to remember if you took it on this one.
Team dynamics as a focus? No. Oh, you don't get focuses as a assist, do you?
Wow, the
You do.
Centurion still up after taking 6?
I will allow it.
Okay.
It's control plus security.
You got it. You know what?
sorry,
I'll give you
I missed
3
it.
threat.
My bad. Sorry. I assumed.
Wait. How much are you getting me? I missed. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was going to give you a 3 threat. That would give me 4 die.
4 dice. Yep.
Okay. And focus and hand phasers. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Momentum?
So that's 5 momentum. Yes. Roll your type 3
Cool.
damage. And he vaporizes.
Morgan's going to shrug and just say, sorry, like under his breath.
So, just because I don't understand this as a player GM,
Did you just do what I think you did?
I
Yeah,
did.
reinforcements.
Oh,
when
fuck. Okay.
Shishran fired and rolled 6, did
Oh,
that
okay, good.
do anything to the Centurion?
I mean,
Huh?
yeah. So what happens is you took him stress, and the reason he vaporized is because the amount of damage was enough to not only cause an injury because the magic number is 5, just like
Right.
the strength of combat, but
Right.
also because you filled his stress track, which, like, if you do it with shields, that's another injury. So poof.
Right. So, but what I'm wondering is because since her shot did 6, but he was still up, is what I don't understand.
I believe he spent threat to keep them up.
Okay. Okay.
Either that or the
Yes,
Centurion
I did.
has armor.
Okay.
No, I
GM,
spent threat to keep them up. Yeah.
I don't think this ability. I don't think will apply because I'm the last to act in the round. But I have decisive leadership, But even if and that usually lets me keep the initiative for free because I assisted somebody. Problem is, I think that since everyone has acted in our turn, there's no one to hand it off to anyway.
Right, it's actually at the top of the initiative. It goes at the top, which means it's the second round. The Goonish goes to them. Okay.
Yeah, I was just making sure I had the right interpretation.
Yeah, and the turn order is all screwed up. But yeah, I'll fix that. It goes to them. He's going to rush in and then take aim at the first person he sees. That would be a miss.
Who did he just shoot at?
Morgan, I believe.
Yeah, he missed Morgan.
Okay. Just making sure.
Well, thank God for an EV suit.
I'm trying to remember who's on the initiative after that. I believe it would be...
Well, it's only
Sondel, but she's down.
Right, but I think
it would be Sondel, but she's down.
The daring, I think you only do for the first round. After that, it just goes between player and NPC, player and NPC. So it doesn't have to be in that order. I think it's only the first round you have.
Yeah, so whoever else wants to go next can.
All right, Shashran is going to... Hold on, let me get my thing. He's going to move in front of... All right, kind of between Commander Martell and the oncoming Romulans. Then she's going to spend one momentum for an extra minor action and aim at the Romulan Centurion and fire.
Okay.
So what's her range and difficulty now?
Well, it should be a medium. She moved up, and then the spending momentum to aim. You have to spend a momentum to aim for your minor action.
Right. And so that activates the Deadeye Marksman as well as the aim. So what's my difficulty number?
2.
Okay. And the Deadeye Marksman takes
that
down. Oh,
sorry, Deadeye Marksman. It'd be 1. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So then aiming gets me. Let's reroll one. Shooty shoot. There's 2. That's a momentum back. And then phaser type 2. And since we just got reinforcements, I'm going to spend another momentum to reroll those 2 damage dice.
Okay.
Put this guy down quick.
Good call.
Nah. Wait,
it didn't roll. No, it didn't roll.
There we go. So 5, 6, 8 on the Centurion.
He's down.
That's me.
Can we do 2 to maintain initiative?
Yes, you can. Who wants to go?
Cerule would like to go to stabilize Sonadel.
I would like that, yeah, just so she doesn't die on us.
And because I get us 3 momentum.
Right back.
So, Sonadel, do you want to be back up?
I think she'll take a nap.
All right, well, then you stay on the floor and no extra stress for you.
So, 3 momentum?
Yep, we are up to 5.
Yes, 3 momentum.
She's not nearly as suicidal as Morgan.
And I don't know if I have to do it on the same turn, but as my minor, I would like to charge my type 1.
You have to do it on your turn. When you go.
Worth a shot. Yeah, because I don't think there's any other minor action that I can really do.
Drop prone.
Nah.
Makes it harder to
Take
shot.
cover.
Yeah, I'll take cover behind Morgan. How about that?
Body shield.
Okay. Right.
Glad to be of service.
Alright. Let guys go. Minor. He's taking a shot at the first person he sees in the room. Why not?
Just fellow
Morgan,
officer.
you're playing with fire here, so
Really,
see what
the
happens.
The
He
blue
misses.
alien.
Ah,
The blue alien was not the draw. Okay.
The blue Jennifer Beal was the draw? That's odd.
who is going next?
I wouldn't want to shoot Jennifer Beal either.
Who's going next?
Martell, if you want to. Or Morgan.
Sure,
I think Morgan's already acted.
No, he has not yet. Not for this
not
turn.
this round.
Yeah,
It's just
I can
been-
go.
Yeah.
Don't give him threat for this roll. Just use
Just
momentum.
aim.
And aim
All right.
as a minor
All
action.
right.
Because it'll do the same as bolt security.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will. Yeah. Take a shot at number 2. I'll aim first and fire away.
Oh,
Nice.
that's Kappa's momentum.
Gaining momentum.
Woo.
Roll damage.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down.
If I may make a suggestion, Morgan, if you spend 2 momentum, you can do a swift task and shoot again.
Yep.
Be it increased difficulty. And he's
We
kind
have the
of pretty much.
momentum to give you the dice.
He's also charging in. So
Yeah. I mean, if that's the lot, yeah, I'll do it. Seems
So
to be the logical thing to do.
And
I mean, I guess I
this-
could always just shoot somebody who's already down on the ground, though, and just
Well, I mean,
seal the deal. But
I'm assuming when they're down, they're stunned and out.
they are.
They can't pop back
Okay.
up
If you're wanting to shoot someone who's down, you're giving me threat for that action.
because you'd be killing
no,
You'd be killing them.
no. Yeah, so I'm taking aim. It's number 1. Yeah. Or wait.
You'd be number 1.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
them. How much for swift task? Sorry,
2.
It's 2.
2. Okay. Wanted to make sure.
It is difficulty 3.
So spend a momentum for a third dice, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't have an extra minor, just so you know. So you will not be able to aim unless you spend momentum to get an extra minor action.
I mean,
I'd
So
spend
if
it just so
I-
he doesn't get
yeah. Yeah.
because he's out right now.
We're going to try and keep him that way for a little bit.
But it's up to you, Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, again, if that's the logical thing to do. So I'm spending momentum to aim. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And you got
All
3
right.
dice.
Momentum for a third dice. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
There you go. You can re-roll that 0, even though you really don't need to. But
Momentum. Give it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow. 3
Awesome.
momentum,
Jesus.
so... Yeah,
Back up
5?
to
We
Matt.
should be at 5.
You should be at
5.
5. Yep.
Whoop.
Roll damage.
Okay.
Oh.
That's 8.
Alright, and he's knocked out. Alright. You have 4 Romulans on the ground, knocked unconscious.
Shran will disarm them. I don't know if we have like. Does Starfleet security have like handcuff kind of things, or?
I mean,
Not
one would
really.
assume.
Yeah. Well, barring handcuffs, we're in engineering. I bet I can find some stuff to tie him up with.
Did Martel bring his engineering kit?
Oh yeah, he brought his engineering kit.
Then use the duct tape.
Yeah, there you go.
We go. All right, you guys drop one momentum. We go into the next scene. During this scene, what's left of the power on the ship, alarms go off, and there is a countdown in Romulan.
Yeah, Martel is gonna try and stop the self-destruct sequence.
You're sure. This is going to be a difficulty. Let's see, control plus engineering, difficulty 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say what?
Difficulty 8 makes sense.
Is
Control engineering.
Is Sonadel back up yet?
Yes.
Okay, so she could assist. We have momentum for extra die.
If you hang on to at least
There's
3,
no
I can
assist
get back determination.
on this.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see.
But be advised, if you spend determination, I can give it right back immediately. If I have at least 3 momentum when you do it.
You guys are also forgetting that you have another. You guys also have another thing that you're supposed to be doing, and that is to try to get the ship logs.
Why
Right.
that, I will be downloading the computer banks.
Cyril will.
If Sonadel's up, she will.
That for
Dirty, sneaky Romulan spies.
Wow.
Really?
that's going to be an extended task and that's going to be difficulty 4, work 15, magnitude 4, resistance 2. You have 8 intervals, and if you're trying to stop the ship self-destruct during that intervals, it will take up 1 interval. And the ship will self-destruct in 6 intervals.
Ooh.
Okay, so there are 8 intervals we have 8 intervals to download the logs?
Yes, but the ship will self-destruct in 6.
Okay, and what we've got up the Dirty Sneaky Romulan Spies is the logs work track, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So what's to get the logs? What are people rolling?
This would be a daring control engineering.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Martel, prioritize the logs. That's our primary.
okay, fine. I'll do
Then I guess I will help.
that. Watch me one-shot this. This would be crazy.
You'd better.
You are the extended task. King.
Okay, so control engineering. I'm going to spend my determination better with machines than people.
You can have that back.
Okay, well,
Okay.
okay, and then I'm spending that momentum and 1 threat to get a 3rd dice.
All right.
Yeah,
Gain
that's
1
5
momentum back.
successes.
Actually, that's
And-
6.
6
Oh,
with
6.
Sonadels, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 6. So 2 momentum, my bad.
Okay.
I think.
I'm re-rolling 2 dice. That's 1 momentum spend. So
Nice.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 work, 4 pier. Yeah, 11 work, 4 piercing. Yeah.
Doesn't-
What?
Okay.
And then do it again.
Difficulty
You've only
3. You have 4 intervals left. Before the ship
Okay.
explodes.
Okay.
There's mine.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm spending that momentum.
Remember, you have your determination back.
Oh yeah, I didn't need it. I already spent my determination. So
It's 3 momentum
3,
back.
4, 5, 6.
No.
Yeah.
What he was saying is when you spent it, he gave you it back.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But I also have veterans, so it didn't really matter.
Oh, so we actually have 3 momentum more than we did because my power didn't fire then. Because it cost me 3 to do that.
He never rolled it though.
Well, I didn't roll my veteran though, so because you did that.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 resistance.
Well, that completes the work track. You do get the data. You have 1 interval left, so you have a choice here: either stop the self-destruct or beam back to the ship.
We're out.
Ship, beam us out.
Okay, let me grab Anders.
Difficulty 2.
I think this is the second time he's been activated. I think today.
Because it's a new scene.
Yeah. Can we beam the prisoners,
No,
the
it's
stunned guys,
one-
back with us?
You can only beam 6 at a time.
Okay.
We wouldn't have time.
Well, I mean, this is the second time he's been activated the entire series.
Okay, then yeah, he would get some. He would get a level up for supporting characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'm spending all 3 momentum, might as well, to get us out of here.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's 5. We get all 3 of it back.
Thank you.
Ship assist.
It
Sensors
doesn't.
engineering. Oh,
Hmm?
it doesn't assist? Okay.
Yeah, there it does. Sensors engineering.
Okay. Huh, not that it helps,
Yeah.
but there you go.
All right,
It could
as
be
the
complication.
ship where's my sound effect? There we go. The ship explodes. Captain, you watch the ship explode on the view screen.
Anders, did you get them?
Transporter room to bridge. We're okay down here. We just barely
that's-
got out.
That's good news, Commander. Were you able to retrieve the prisoners and/or data?
We were able to get the computer data. We weren't able to secure the ship. We have 2 injured that need to immediately go to bay.
Make it so, number 1.
And to confirm, they were Romulans aboard that fired on us when we boarded.
What was it that we wanted so badly? To risk war.
I'm gonna stop by with the injured and med baser, and I'll be up shortly. And I'll have one of the security staff get the data in our banks and off to command as soon as possible.
Yeah. Exo, I want to know what's in that data.
Okay, just trying to make sure that goes straight to the captain then. How's the ship, sir? I hope you weren't too close to that.
We're fine, Commander. She's a tough boat.
Aye, sir.
She's Yar.
I think
Transport room out.
this is a good chance to go to the next scene. You guys drop 1 momentum.
See how it is.
Yep. The ship heads towards Earth. As you head towards Earth, you get a message from Starfleet Command,
Okay.
which is on screen. They ask for your... It's like Admiral Bennett appears on screen. Captain, what news do you have of me?
Admiral, we engaged a new model Romulan warbird, bird of prey, successfully. We boarded the vessel and retrieved the data. However, we were unable to recover any prisoners, and the vessel was self-destructed. However, all of my crew are safe.
Understood. If you can get that, I believe we know what information the data. Starfleet Intelligence believes that what the data they tried to collect was based on the technical specs for the Genesis device.
Has Haggard been read in on Genesis?
Oh, it's all over the media.
Oh, okay. So it's no longer a secret. Okay.
It's not.
Admiral, do you have any idea why the Romulans would try such an obvious ploy? I mean, technically this is an act of war.
We've contacted the Romulan government on this. They are saying that it was a rogue faction within the Romulan government. Needless to say, the Romulans are deflecting the blame on this at the moment. But as kind of current agreement, the Federation is in no position to declare war on the Romulan Star Empire. Needless to say, the Klingons are just as much uproar with us over this device.
Understood, Admiral. We'll be returning with the data in, about an hour? 2?
Something like that.
I think, yeah.
Yep. We'll be in Sector 001 in approximately 1 hour.
Yes, when you arrive, please head down to Starfleet Command and meet me in my office with your first officer. We have some things to go over.
Understood, Admiral.
I'd like the Argo to dock at Space Dock at their convenience. I do believe you are in need of some photon torpedoes, if I'm not mistaken.
We would welcome some photon torpedoes, Admiral. We've missed them. It is
Needless to say, good job, Captain. See you in a bit. Bennett out.
Thanks, Admiral.
And
all right. So yeah, let's head home. Ensign Huron. Or my home, anyway. Let's head to Earth.
Yes, sir. Moments go by. The ship pulls into Space Dock. I'm going to try to speed things along here for you guys.
Okay.
Go through the usual docking procedures. You pull in. You do see the Excelsior, which is still kind of going through its, refit cycle, trying to retune everything. And you do see a damaged Constitution class, the USS Yorktown, inside as well. Moments go by. You beam down to Starfleet headquarters.
Okay.
And you meet with Admiral Bennett.
Admiral, allow me to introduce my first officer, Commander Wolfgang von Wartburg.
Oh, pleasure again, Commander. So just to give you, do believe we owe this to you. We did find that Lieutenant Commander Turner was indeed taking side jobs of sort with some Orion contact that he had. We don't have any proof that he was involved with those Green Star sisters, supposedly. But it does turn that he faked 15 different Starfleet records over the course of 3 years. It's hard to say what damage has been done, but we're still looking deeply into that. We're hopeful that this is the extent of it. As to how or why the Romulans got their hands on some time ago, the Klingons got their hands on the Genesis device. We believe this might be due to Lieutenant Commander Turner's deeds, which led to the leak of it. Needless to say, both sides, the Romulans and the Klingons, are in an uproar over such a devastating device. They believe it's a weapon, and surely they would love to get their hands on it as well.
Admiral, do we know if there are any other individuals like Turner who might be in positions of influence within Starfleet? Do we have any way to tell?
It's really honestly hard to say on that, Captain. Needless to say, Starfleet Security is going through a whole review process on everyone here at headquarters. Good news, the Trill government has finally signed the Federation Charter. They are now a member of the Federation.
Excellent.
So your part into playing that is very, very appreciative, Captain.
I'm just glad we were able to get the ambassador home in time.
Though, if you could, I do have a message to pass along to your doctor from Lieutenant Talza.
I'll be happy to carry a message.
As for that, to be honest, once you're any damage or your ships take on supplies, I'd like you to set course back towards the Trillius area for exploration. There's some data that we have that has piqued our interest. I believe the Argo is the finest and fastest ship that is up for this task.
What's piqued Starfleet's interest?
Well, there is an unknown species that the Trill have been trying to get in contact with. They seem pretty evasive. But needless to say, they are having sort of a power move in that region, and they seem to be trying to engage in ships and cordon off a certain region of space. We're hoping to meet with them, potentially, and initiate first contact procedures.
Are these the what were they? The commanders in Zinkethi?
No, these are not the Zinkethi. It's someone else.
It's the other species I was telling you about, sir. The ones the Trill weren't forthcoming about until they joined us, which seems they have.
Do we think these might be the beings responsible for the attack on Starbase 621?
I believe that was the Zinkethi from our intelligence report, and also the Trill confirmed their ship types.
That's good to know.
From what we can tell from the Trill, the Zinkethi are a xenophobic race, much like the Romulans. It's hard to say why they engaged attacks on Starbase 621. But needless to say, we are going to be reinforcing 621 to help repel any threats from the Zinkethi there.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. Do you have any other orders for us, Admiral?
I do not, but I am going to be resigning your Lieutenant Morgan here for another special operation. Starfleet Intelligence has requested him. So,
That's gonna
but before you
leave me without
depart, feel free to go through personnel records and get yourself a new chief of security.
I'll be sad to lose Lieutenant Morgan. He was instrumental in helping with both the infiltrators and the subsequent investigation and uncovering Lieutenant Turner.
Not to mention the shootout.
Indeed. But Starfleet Intelligence is getting a fine officer.
They are indeed. If there is anything else, Captain, you're dismissed.
Request permission for the crew to enjoy some shore leave.
Permission granted. I would like the Argo to depart within 1 week.
Understood, Admiral, and thank you.
Anytime, Captain. And please, call me Bob.
All right, Bob. I'm Ulysses. It doesn't get much shorter, I'm afraid.
Understood.
And I'll shake his hand.
Dismissed.
Commander, you'll set up a shore leave rotation for the crew.
Aye, sir.
Be sure and put yourself on it. I myself am going to take a couple of days in New York at the old family home.
Aye, sir. I'll make sure to not disturb you too much during your leave, sir. I'll try to keep the personnel stuff my problem, not yours, sir.
And Commander, let's make sure we don't leave without photon torpedoes again.
Aye, sir.
So yeah, beam up and start handing out shore leave. Let Sonadell get back to her apartment.
Admiral.
Hooray.
Okay, well, real quick.
Admiral, with your permission, I'd like to request under my old intelligence codes if I can get a copy of intelligence on the intelligence Morgan may be working on, if it is pertinent to the Argo.
I'll let Starfleet Intelligence know on that.
Thank you, Admiral.
And the captain will take the. I'm assuming it's some sort of data disk from Tazal to the or Talza to Marlowe.
9-track, 8-track.
Yeah.
The floppy
So
disk.
Morgan, you're leaving us?
Unfortunately, yes. So we were